Hello everyone, welcome to 3D Screenplays episode 72.
What was that?
Blah blah blah.
What was that?
Nothing, we don't talk about it guys. We're down to mini crew.
Mini crew!
There's now a Davina block.
Hello.
Which now we can explain through you guys telling us what happened last game.
The last time we played, the Amelia Ridiculosis decided that they were going to uphold their meeting with the Queen to go to the Bastion. Upon getting to the castle, our party was met with an individual who appeared to be a servant of the castle, who told them that the Queen had informed him to take them to the Bastion. The party then followed this individual into a ship that they recognized after the fact of getting on that it was a prisoner vessel, and through several different means found out they couldn't stop the ship without an explosive rune going off. The party then subdued the prisoner, who was wearing one of those bracelets, who kind of was controlling shit between you and Roland. You sent him to his watery grave, but you didn't know.
I was trying to help him out.
Yeah, no, I was picking up where you were coming from.
He also had a dungeon ring, so that the Queen knew what was going on.
And as soon as he died, they started shooting a barrage of weaponry at us, and shooting us. We then hatched a plan to hang on to the back of the ship until it exploded into the Bastion, and then we were gonna either try to swim in or teleport. The bullets basically reached us just as the ship was blowing up. Through some careful maneuvering, we barely managed to not die, and then
And lucky wild magic rolls.
And lucky wild magic. We teleported in. We're faced with the Bastion guards that were left, and the party met near Vaughn, upon which they learned the mechanisms for which run the Bastion were no longer working. Our wonderful magic users were able to piece together how the mechanism should, in theory, work. They did their best to put together what they could with the help of Garen and Sybil, like lifting cogs, putting things in the right places, and they got to the point where they were about 70% sure things were in the right place when they could no longer fix anything. And so Zempe, in a bold move, prayed to Neria, who, for those of you unfamiliar watching, is the goddess of one of our previous characters from the old party. He prayed specifically to help get the ship running so that we can go save Davina, or so that we can save Davina from the Bloodstone prison. Davina then blipped into existence, and the party found out she did not have hands or tongue anymore because they had been cut off, and she was in very poor shape, and the party healed her, and from her they learned that the merfolk were trying to get their hands on the Apocalypse Cutlery, and she also informed them that it was Ravenhorn who had attacked the Bastion by using a dispelling spell, because the Bastion, hundreds of years ago when it rose above the water, it obliterated the continent, and then Ravenhorn was like, shit. And I meant to say this, but I was like in a weird state, but basically Ravenhorn was like, fuck, these people are powerful, we need to fucking destroy them before they get to us first. So they shot the beam, it hit the Bastion got destroyed, and then the beam went on to hit part of the main continent that we've been playing this game on, and like obliterated part of the continent too. So yeah, and from there, when the prayer went out too, the Bastion started working. To what degree we do not yet know, but Zempe has the controls and everything, and yeah, we're gonna figure it out. Woo!
For my knowledge, who the
Yes.
fuck is Vamea?
Vamea is...
I knew it was really important.
Yeah, shit. Who was Vamea? Because we know who it was,
Yeah.
but I also have that written down. Weren't they like a general or something?
They were.
Excuse me.
Refresher, Colton, who is Vimea?
I had it written down in my notes.
And nobody remembers.
Vimea, I believe, was the general in charge prior to Plorton.
That's right.
Oh, that would make sense.
And Constant is Omnia.
Yeah, I know. I see it now.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Nope.
All right. So at this point, you guys are in, I believe, the main room where Davina had appeared, healed by Sybil.
Right in front of the cog wall.
Yes. And so you're in the main room of the construct. Davina still looks rough,
under the impression
still scarred.
Is that the same room that is the control room? Like piloting? Because we were at the piloting room.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, so you're in the piloting room because those are different rooms.
Yep. Okay, that's what I thought.
All the same things still occurred. There's a lot of confusion. First of all, that there's non-humans in this space. Someone just blipped into existence. The system seems to be running, at least more than they've ever seen it in the time that they've inhabited this location. Wiggum and Roland seem to be zoning off a little bit. Seems like they're a little exhausted.
From all the work.
From all the work.
Yeah, Roland, what did you... Can I expedite some things?
Absolutely.
Okay. I would like Davina to... I would like Garen to sit down with Davina and just take, like, his groomer's kit and work all the rats out of her hair and give her a very nice fishtail braid, a nice tight, like, it's not going to fall out.
Do you want to roll a craft check?
I mean, sure. Not sure how important this is, but... natural 19 plus 5, so...
It's beautiful.
Okay.
It's reminiscent, but not quite to the degree of the rising sun on the back of Sybil's head.
Not sure how that works with her huge amount of hair, but sure.
Yeah, but it's just kind of a beautiful flow. It's got a lot of natural curling, a lot of body.
Okay. He has a conversation with her that is somewhat along the lines of, stick close to me and I'll protect you. Don't stray away. I'll take care of you. And then Davina looks up and is sort of says something like, I hate to be a burden on any of you, but I seem to have had my holy symbol taken away. Can anyone craft me another? I hate to ask. What holy symbol? What was it?
Again, from what I understand, Neria's symbol is that of a wolf howling at the moon.
Actually, you need to roll a religion check to see if you know who Neria is.
She's a positive, neutral god.
Yes.
Sure
She's an ally of family.
She's also third party. This is a very small sect.
Oh, one. I'm not entirely sure. Is it a sun? Or maybe a hand?
Well, a hand could potentially work, since Tapa was the one who was teaching me what he knew, but it is a wolf head pendant would work, or any wolf imagery really. And Garen's like, alright, I think I can do that. So with he's gonna take one of the arrowheads he has, he's gonna break it off with the arrow, and he's gonna carve a wolf into it.
Okay.
So, do I need to roll a craft check for that? Okay. That's 17.
Okay. It's pretty. There's some rough edges, but you get. It's very much in the shape of a wolf.
Okay.
Wiggum pulls out some string and helps
tie it onto it.
Yeah.
I'll bring 2 war teeth.
All right.
Side of it.
With war teeth on each side of her holy symbol.
That's so cute.
And that's my war teeth.
Aw, thank you.
So,
I very much appreciate it. I can't be much help to you all if I don't have it. So.
Welcome back, Davina.
Thanks, Andre. Someone told me it was you who prayed.
It was.
Thank you so much.
We needed all the help we could get.
Well, clearly I did too, and thanks for giving me a hand. Shit.
Well, the bastion's still kind of shaking freshly.
Yeah, it
works.
It's like that car that you
greased
start up in the
many of the ones that you could see on this main floor. But there's people, merfolk swimming around, seemingly going around and perfecting anything that's stuck. So there's odd shakes throughout the bastion, but at this point you're kind of, this is normal-ish. People are panicking, but it's probably because it's new. I mean, this bastion hasn't been working in hundreds of years beyond what little movement you saw before.
I suppose how are you all feeling?
Oh, great. Just, you know.
Is there anyone injured among you?
We've already... darling, I would be more concerned with you right now.
Well, I just want to make sure this thing works, you see.
What do you mean by this thing works?
You probably don't, at this point, have your spells, because you've been...
Well, any of my channel energies?
You would... I think you would still need to do your...
Well, then, never mind!
Sorry, you're just fresh out of torture.
Great.
Fresh out of torture, she's been tortured for... Months.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Never mind.
Irvan.
Forget that thought.
We've been waiting here for too long. We need to get this going. Wiggum. Darling, can you please come here for a second?
Is that face reading more than
It's very dense. It's several inches thick.
I'm working. I'm picking
Okay.
things up.
Is it in a different language?
It's mostly in common. There's some other notes that are in what you assume to be Aquan, because that's what you've seen around the city.
I'm looking for weapon systems and maneuvering systems.
Okay, I'll get back to you on that.
Yep.
Wiggum, can you contact Miss Sunra and tell her that there's a sign that we're getting this moving. We have to, whatever she's willing to do to get ready for it. We tried to contact her since we left.
No, but I can try.
Thank you. Thank you. Just, if you can, tell her to ready herself, and that we need to act soon.
I need a mirror. Does anyone have a mirror?
It's probably small, but it's
You're
alright.
so vain.
I have a lot of makeup I have to put on.
I can see her, but the message isn't going through.
What is she doing?
She's looking out a window. I can't see what she's looking at, but she's smiling. But it's a sad smile.
That's trouble.
I wonder if the revolution has begun without us.
Well, that would be really nice now, wouldn't it?
It seems likely we've been gone for a while and Cersei did good work.
Well, I hope Cersei's is doing right, but we can't think about that right now. We've got to be ready ourselves. Are we ready to go? Are we ready to do this?
Where are we gonna go? Are we gonna fight them head on, or are we gonna go into the prison? Like, I guess I just am not clear on what you guys
I feel
want
like
to
we
do.
gotta take out the fleet of ships out of the castle or something.
I would say...
We can't leave those people in the prison.
Is the prison and the castle separate? Or
No, the prison is beneath the castle.
That's what I thought. Okay.
We can't leave those people in there.
We have to storm the castle before we can. We need to.
I still believe that our best guess, our best hope, would be if we can spark the fighting, the rebellion, and have the full force of both the refugees as well as Sunra's guard and Irvan, us and our troops. We can cause enough of distraction and potentially damage the castle enough for us to get in there and get Lady Kafrik as well as the other imprisoned out, but we need the distraction of the fighting to mask us getting in there. Is that...
That sounds...
Right.
That sounds good to me.
So this book is very technical, especially the sections that you're reading. I need you to roll 2 knowledge engineering checks.
That's a 1.
Okay, you don't know how the system moves at all.
Start this morning.
18.
You understand some of the weapons. You could probably... It looks like it's a lot of trial and error until the system works, because there's a lot of Aquan notes scribbled on the side. Like, the margins are filled.
Do you recognize... You seem like you're trying to read that.
Yvonne!
Can you read that?
You should be looking at this. I'm struggling.
He's flipping through.
You speak up.
Are people like running around chaos and...
A little bit. It seems like it's calming, but there's less juts with the Bastion as it...
Does Irvan have a second command? Probably the translator that we've been using.
You haven't really seen him work with second command. You've been very preoccupied with what you've been doing.
Where's the translator that we've been using?
They're currently in this room, but they're feeding. They don't need to feed things because you're speaking directly to Irvan.
Pardon me, sir.
Translator?
Yeah, translator. Can you please go down and gather everybody together? We're going to have to address them soon. And I feel like they should probably know what's going on right now.
There's a system that can speak to the whole Bastion.
Excellent. Can you please take care of that for me, please?
I'll need the book.
Okay. After Yvonne's done, we'll pass it to you, right? Fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Irvan's looking... Roll his knowledge engineering in both sections. Moving this is going to take time, but I can at least try and use the weapon system. I mean, there's artillery.
Yeah, that's the part that I understood most too.
We have to fight back against those people barraging us.
That would be perfect.
I mean, this thing supposedly took out a continent, right?
If we can start firing upon the Bastion, I'm sure that will...
Firing on the what?
Pardon me. Firing upon
The fleet.
We don't know where the fleet is hidden, I'm afraid.
Well, I mean...
What? Is that the fleet from the stone?
Precisely. We knew that somehow they were... When we saw it raised the first time, it was behind the foundry, right?
They pull out an old map of Undercity. Where?
Again, you're better at this than I am.
Yeah, I am.
Sensing a direction. You remember where they were.
Oh, I'll say knowledge nature to try and
Woo!
place it based on the topography and whatnot. Or geography.
Not quite as good, but that's okay. 23.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's right here. You can like circle.
Yeah, so like, these ships are gonna be posted right here and here. This is where the foundry is. Not sure, I mean, this entire section of houses is gone because they're kind of obliterated. Oh, I can draw in little slums too. I don't know if you want me to draw on your map, but...
Just mark the foundry.
Yeah,
for my tastes. The foundry's way over here, right?
It's in the upper, a little higher. Yeah,
right,
let me
here.
just, it's like here.
Okay, and we remember seeing it rise from behind the foundry north of it, correct?
You're not sure because everything is shrouded.
Was it around the foundry?
It was around the foundry.
Okay, so
you know it's in the same area.
We know the foundry and or where we're assuming the ships are somewhere over here, right?
Yeah.
And then
you know it's down a cliff.
Yeah, and we are over here right now.
Yes.
How big are we?
You rival the size of the entire city.
The Bastion.
Okay.
The Bastion.
Okay. Cool. So we're...
So like this is a huge space.
Is that roughly where we're kind of are? Or are we further away?
You're like down
here. Okay, by the books.
Yeah, it's quite a while. It's 3 miles south of town. So, and this whole town is maybe 2 miles. So, like, the Bastion is sizable.
We simply we don't want to bombard the castle because we don't want to destroy it.
We can't hurt innocent people, are they?
Precisely.
So, an important question. This is Irvon. What protections does the city have? Is the foundry covered under these protections?
There was that.
It was shrouded in like a fog.
But the shielding, did it reach the foundry?
No.
No.
Well, then it's not protected. We can take that out.
Do you think we could fire from here and hit that?
Possibly. It's going to be some trial and error, but the way that I understood it, the shielding on the city is sectional, and it originates from the castle. I'm sure you saw that there was the pinnacle at the top of it.
Right.
You break the pinnacle, the whole thing falls, and everything is collapsed by the pressure under the ocean.
I could take it out.
No, I don't want.
You will kill everyone inside.
We don't want to destroy the entire bubble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there won't. I mean, then there won't be any problems. But like our friend seriously,
the air tunnels can maintain under the pressure, and anyone who has particular magics will be fine. So
yeah, but
if we can fire, I just see Zembe put it. I can destroy it. Okay, so
we don't.
We're just going.
But
we'll get
the problem is if we hit the foundry, we don't know the capacity of the bastion. We don't know if the weaponry is degraded, if it's more potent. If we hit the foundry, we could theoretically take out part of the city. And the most apt place to be destroyed are the eastern slums. That is below the cliff, which is going to direct the blast.
We can't destroy the slums.
No, of course not.
We can't do that. That's not right.
Well, let's like test shoot something over there.
What we really need for this is less the actual devastation of it, more this is the sign. This will spark knowing that the Bastion's finally taking action will be what starts the domino effect of the rebellion. So, as long as we can make more of a show, we don't necessarily need to...
Something to keep in mind. This bastion is not fired in 500, 600, 700 years. Our first shot is the best shot we will ever have. Do we really want to waste it on a show?
Let's take out the castle.
Yeah, but the prison is under there.
What if we...
We can't like make it less powerful.
Maybe, but again,
let me see that book again.
You can't get a new knowledge roll.
If we could...
It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Could Davina look at the book?
She asked to look at the book.
May I look at the book?
Here, I'll hold it for you.
Yeah, okay. I have a little bit of experience with some things. I don't know how much help I'll be.
These are the pages on the weapon system.
Alright,
Roll knowledge engineering.
Engineering?
Yes.
17.
Maybe get a little bit more. You can find kind of the control systems for distance, but not anything for powers really convoluted.
What do I know about distance?
You know that you can adjust the distance. The weapons rotate independently of the bastion, so no matter where the bastion faces, you can rotate the weapons as long as it's... There's some on the side that if you rotate will end up hitting the bastion, but there's protections to not allow it to do that.
Here's my issue with everything, actually. The bastion took out an entire continent, the size of Converse. I'm not sure we should be firing this thing in close proximity at all. I mean, it might just obliterate all of us in that blast.
Well, surely that wasn't all one shot. You think?
Do I know?
If I remember from
Roll with
Sunrise...
disadvantage, just a straight d20 for me.
7.
You heard that there were a lot of weapons from what you heard at Ravenhorn, but you know that there was particularly...
just one big boom that destroyed it? Or?
There were a lot of flashes, but it seemed like there were more than one, but you're not quite sure. The weapons don't really seem to be sorted besides alphabetically, so you're not sure the power level of each one.
Okay.
There's some that shoot lasers, some that seem to shoot artillery. There's others that shoot elementals.
We need to be very careful with this thing. It's so much power in this thing.
Can we use the bastion for when we fire it to take out the ships once they rise to meet us in combat? That might be a more beneficial. I'm worried. Have we moved at all? Has the bastion seemed to move at all?
It just shakes. It hasn't moved. The movement section, which you haven't read the movement section.
No.
Okay. But the movement section that these two have read is extremely technical. Like, you would need to have significant study in engineering to understand what some of these were. There's a lot of formulas in there that unless you use them, you won't understand.
What do the mechanisms look like?
Are they legs? Are they...
The movement mechanism?
Yeah.
The controls.
You don't know.
I don't...
We wouldn't be able to find that. Like
a
chair that has...
There's the chair in the center, but you also know that there are two rooms, one that moves vertically and one that moves horizontally.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna go sit in the chair and see if it's like a psychic connection to the ship, maybe.
Okay, we'll do that later.
I'm apt to agree with Sybil in the sense that I think that it should be more of a show. If it's like you say that there's a rebellion about to spark, then maybe they can do a lot of the work for us.
Well, if we just hovered over the castle and waited to engage with the ships as they came
Toward the castle.
toward us.
You're saying this, but we don't even know how to move it. Our best bet is the weapons at this point. We at least can understand what that means.
Senpai, strategically that's brilliant because they wouldn't be willing to shoot at their own castle. If we could get it over the castle, then they would not use that weaponry against us.
I think we should take the time and figure this thing out, how to move it.
Yeah.
Are you sure you trust Porton not to fire over the castle based on the man that you've described him to be who tortured you?
I also don't believe that.
Who's to say that the
castle itself doesn't have any defenses?
I bristle with dragon scales just on my face, like almost like a mad lizard.
There's not much to say that the castle itself doesn't have defenses. If we got that close, we'd be exposing our underbelly to the military force.
You're absolutely sure that there's no defenses?
We have no idea. I would imagine it would be foolish that the castle didn't have some level of defenses, some level of cannons or fighting.
I think our best bet is to focus on what we do know, which is the weapon system.
I agree.
The problem is we do not know how well they work, and if we wait for those ships that cause one of those ships breached us and sucked out 50 of our men and women and children.
Let's hit the foundry. Is that where the ships are?
That's what we
that
believe them to
area is where we saw them rising
I
from.
think we should hit them hard for quick.
Maybe if we overshot slightly to the point to where maybe we can just... I don't want to hit the slums. I think that should be one of our main priorities.
We should not. That would be wrong.
If we can aim it, move the cannons, and try and attack as much of the foundry as we can without getting too close to the city, that would be enough of a show to get the rebellion started. It would also potentially, hopefully, take out our main threat in those battleships.
Right.
If you look at the city, it almost looks like it was designed to put the slums between the foundry.
If we can get... I don't know how we can get them out of there prior to us firing.
Maybe that was their goal.
Most likely.
If we got functioning, we wouldn't want to take out the people that we were out to defend.
Precisely.
Well, and that's the main bulk of the rebellion. We can't do that.
The point is, how are we going to get them to move out of the way before we fire? We can try and contact
where are they going to go? It's going to be so suspicious.
Well, if we...
They storm the towers. They can take the slums.
If we figure out how to move this thing, why not use their own shit against them? Why not position ourselves on the other side of that castle? They would not shoot into the city. If we're on the opposite side of the city than those fuckers.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but, and I don't mean to insult, but I don't think we're quite equipped to understand how to move this.
Well, then maybe we need to change our approach altogether, because I don't think destroying the slums is the correct answer.
We would be we would be taking the risk if we fought the Foundry. If we shot at the Foundry, we could take out our threats at the risk of taking out the slums.
The other option is taking out the artillery on this side, but that's near the castle, which seems like you want to avoid taking out the castle.
Wiggum, could you...
Huh? Playing with their hair dolls.
Weird request, but like, you know, the slums really love Saren Ray. So like, what if you like acted like a voice of Saren Ray to be like, I am speaking to you to tell you all to move out of the slums for a short period of time. I've seen the future, and I'd get them out of there somehow. And then we could just obliterate them.
I mean...
Stupid plan, I know.
Is it possible?
I mean, she's kind of scraw on people, so...
I need her sheet.
Can you speak to last...
Like the guards! Why don't you speak to the guards or some shit? Because they have the, like, the PA system. Or somebody who could get to the PA system. I don't know what that means, but...
I would be concerned, though I don't like the thought of anybody impersonating Lady Saren Ray. It would be to the benefit of saving countless lives.
I just don't want to see these lives. I just don't want to see these people die.
I don't think I can change myself in that way. I wouldn't look like...
No, I mean, don't appear there. Just talk to somebody through your sky and shit.
We need to get the message over to the slums. That's the...
I can try, but getting into the city... scrying into the city is difficult.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
I can try, but we would need to choose someone specific, someone that we know.
Right. Can we teleport back into the city, or is that not a thing we can do?
I can teleport us.
You're not sure how it functions outside of the barrier.
Yeah.
We
don't know if it works.
So, Irvan, you believe that we have two options to fire. Either we can take out the Foundry and maybe hit some of the slums. Maybe. Or we can take out part of, and I motion to like this part, this military aspect, district.
What I see is if we take out the artillery, the Foundry is going to release the ships upon us. We do not know how many they have. We don't know their power. You saw one ship, and from what I heard, there are more ships, more types of ships.
Worst case scenario.
Our best bet is to probably take out the ships before they can fire on us, which we know we can stand the artillery.
Right.
We don't know if we can stand an onslaught of more than one of those ships.
So, it would be in our best interest to fire the Foundry. With that in mind, our next course of action would be we have to first get all of the people of the slums out of the slums first.
So what if we go sneak back in?
How are we gonna do that?
And we can send a signal back to the Bastion.
How are we going to do that?
I don't know.
Can we contact Cersei's? Maybe she can rally.
Cersei's is probably gone by now.
She hasn't heard from us in 6 days.
I mean,
and the
ship
ship
was
was coming
supposed to leave.
like 4 days ago.
We could contact Sunra then and try again. And have her tell the guardsmen in the slums her contacts to either try and subtly get everybody out, start the rebellion, get everybody out of there, and as soon as they're clear, we will attack. Or we can have her mask as that we were captured here, and that we found out that their weapons were operational and that they are going to attack the slums.
We have something of, this is Wiggum, Antris. Do we have anything besides the necklace?
Didn't you say she gave you a ring or something?
She said that there was a ring on me, but I don't think
She did.
Do we have, like, hair or anything? That can make it easier. If nothing, we can use the necklace.
We had something because I don't have it.
Didn't I have, like, a piece of paper she wrote on or something? I don't know. I mean, the necklace.
We can use the necklace.
That's the
I
best.
can give that a shot. I don't have her hair. I want her hair. It's pretty.
I'm sure she'll give you a full head of hair if we can pull this off.
Really? You think?
Well, I mean, if you get
Maybe.
his sister out of there, I think you can negotiate something.
Is she going to be able to help us if her sister's still trapped? She said that was the only thing stopping her.
Well, she might be able to help us get people out of the slums.
I think she'll understand that her best shot at getting her sister out is this rebellion. And if she knows that she is the one that is holding the trigger to start it, I think she'll have to take that risk. We talked to her last time and we told her this will only work since we're putting our all into this, that she put all of her in as well. She truly believed, I truly believe when I asked her if she trusted us and believed in us that she said she did. And I think she understands the weight of this.
We need somebody behind us. It can't just be us. Can't just be us.
We have to believe that she will step up and get it going.
I hand the necklace to them.
I want that back though. Just in case.
It's got pretty rocks in it.
We'll get you all the pretty rocks after. Think about all the pretty rocks that the queen
She
has
uses
that
the
you can
mirror.
take. There you go.
I already rolled for this because I knew what you guys were going to do. She peers into the mirror. Andress. And you hear her just muttering. Uh-huh. Yes. Mm-hmm. We need to get them out. Yes. No. No. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay.
Uh-huh. Awesome.
It's one of those.
6.
It's one of those calls.
Yeah. Preferably 6. Or less.
Or 6.
Mainly less. Sybil says less. Okay. She knows the ship can't move. We're going to try and shoot. She's going to try and get them out in 6 hours to clear out. She has to not go herself because it will look suspicious, especially if the bastion starts firing.
You have 6 hours to rally everybody here and make
figure
our
out how
peace.
these systems work. Because the first shot that we fire is the most important.
What can we do to help?
Let's get to studying.
Who is your most intelligent?
Me.
Excellent.
Hey, is that your opinion or is that like the general consensus of everyone?
Both.
Can you please
Just checking, fair question.
help our translator here? I'm sorry, I never knew your name.
Francois.
Francois. It's a lovely name. Can you please everybody here will help you. Can you please go and rally everybody? Get everybody together.
I need the book to get the thing working.
Zenpei will help you with that.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
we're passing it around. Take it
Roll.
down. Pass
So
it
looking at
around.
this to figure out how it works, roll an engineering check.
For which one?
The PA system of sorts.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, nice roll.
Oh, natural 20?
No.
Okay. Oh, it's this button right here. Yeah. It turns out it's one button.
I think we lied, guys!
He just pushed it like 6 times.
You hear...
Okay. While they're all doing that, I want to talk to everyone, but you guys can address the people and get everybody together.
So it's speaking, in Aquan. And he's talking into the machine.
I'm gonna look at Garen and start making fish faces.
He holds up Gary.
What's Davina doing?
Looking at these two, shaking her head like some things never change.
Wiggum is going into the... I'm gonna go check on the rooms with Roland.
Okay.
Davina is going to be kind of hanging around people's shoulders, trying to catch glimpses of the book.
Okay.
And I'd also like to say in this time, she also gives a prayer of thanks at some point.
Okay.
What time is it?
You guys aren't really sure.
How awake are we?
Well,
You're tired. I mean, you've been in the same space.
normally, when I would commune with Neria, it was at nights before I'd go to bed.
You're tired, but
So-
you're not sure what that is.
But I'm not sure.
Roll a knowledge religion check.
Okay.
With advantage.
18 plus 7.
You feel there's a certain connection that you sometimes feel with Neria when it's about your time to commune.
Okay.
It's not quite there,
Okay.
but you feel like it will be soon-ish,
Okay.
maybe an hour or two,
Okay.
but that's not always a present feeling.
Okay. It must be getting pretty late, at the very least. I'm just gonna keep snooping over their shoulders.
Alright, so Sybil.
I'm also writing down.
Are you laughing at the special feeling?
At that time of month.
Oh.
Area. It was a period joke, and I'm sorry, I'm in poor taste. I'm sorry. That was funny. It was funny.
Classy.
I
Isn't that
know,
what we
I'm
said?
sorry. I got it out. I'm trying to get it out. It's good. Okay. So
Hey,
serious
Ron.
thing.
Vervon is sitting in the seat just kind of looking at the
As
various
Sybil's
controls.
just laughing next
Yeah.
to him, just
I was just gonna try to sit down in the chair and see if it's a teleport.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
So you're not going to look through the book, you're going to work on the...
Yeah, I'll pass the book off to the translator. And,
Okay, translator takes the book.
and
Davina skipping behind him.
Okay. So, I promise we do this first. Yeah, okay. So now you can settle yourself. if you
Yes,
need it.
thank you. Please.
Okay.
I'm fine with
So you're in the chair.
I'm gonna close my eyes and just try to connect to the ship.
Okay. Roll a d20 for me.
that. Natural one could be great in this persuasion.
15.
Okay.
You don't think this ship is run through any telepathic connection. As you reach out with every fiber of your mind, you know what it feels like to telepathically communicate. You have a ring that you communicate with on rare occasion, or it rather communicates at you,
Yeah.
but you don't feel any sort of connection with anything on the ship. You sense your ring, but that's it.
What are the controls around me?
There doesn't seem to be anything around you when you sit, but the chair isn't very comfortable. It looks like it's one of the merfolk chairs. And you're a little short. But there's no controls that you feel with your mind.
Okay.
Well, I gave it a whirl. Nothing telepathic here.
Oh, shit.
I just got the visual that you sat in the captain's chair and just started spinning the chair.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
I love that so much.
Yeah, well, it was nice to try something.
Alright.
So while they're all getting chaos, and I'm gonna be like, Irvon, I know we're asking a lot of you. We came here unannounced,
No shit.
none, and we are asking, no. we're pleading for your help. That may very well end in the lives of you, the people you've spent so long protecting and saving. But I believe with my entire being, this is our best chance. You can either die here, slowly and quietly, or you and your people can go out fighting, the best you can, and maybe we can survive this. Maybe we can put a stop to the evil that has been unleashed by these people, and we can avenge all those that wasted away in here with you. It is your job to rally these people. They look to you. You saved everyone for so long. You be the leader they all believe you to be. I need you to address them all and tell them that we will succeed and that we will go out fighting if need be. Can you do that?
There's an oath that we took when we took this bastion 30 years ago, that we would live here until we died if need be to keep it out of their hands. Well, as they did to your friend, let's cut off theirs.
Well,
too soon!
no, I'm gonna just be like, we will do everything we can to help.
This is not your fight, no matter how noble it may be. It sounds like you have other priorities than this fight specifically. You want this as a distraction to get into the castle.
But we want more than anything to see since we've been down here, it started with just a simple mission of saving the people we want to. But since we've been down here, we've seen so much pain and suffering. Like Garen said himself, we owe it to these innocents to help them if we can. And I believe taking Colton out and the Queen will help all of these innocents to be better and have a better life.
Things to keep in mind. The moment that the bastion fires, everyone in the city is trapped. There will be no ships. No one will come here knowing that a group of rebels has suddenly decided to fire upon the city. I think we should get you in, and regardless of what's happening, you need to get out. This fight could take a long time, and it's not your fight, and we appreciate all that you've given us. We make it our priority to take back the city. It is your priority to get your friends and get out.
Thank you.
Now, there's a room in the bastion that's labeled teleporter. There's a possibility that if someone who knew the location that they were trying to go particularly well, that they might be able to get you in there.
I see what you're saying. I'll go
and I don't know the fuel source. It may be fueled by more of this crystal, but we don't know how much power this pours. It could overload the system, and who knows what happens. And who knows how long it takes to charge. You may be stuck there, especially if the shields are up. So we can get you in there. We can't guarantee you get out, but we could take down the shields on top of the castle, and possibly the rest of the city. You need to decide what is your priority for us. We can't even guarantee we can get you in there unless we take out the shield. If nothing else, we can get you to the edge of the barrier. Or probably your friends could do that.
So you mean the barrier around the castle, we can take out
barrier
the
around the
castle.
city, because there's one around the city that's right in the caldera.
Right, and he says maybe we can get you to the barrier.
Yes, but we can. We're not sure if we can get you past it. Is what she's saying.
Right. Maybe
we can try. There's a possibility of getting you into a location that is well known that you're trying to get to, aka the prison.
Right.
Possibly.
Right.
But nothing else can get you to the edge of the barrier. But then you have a whole host of problems.
Yeah.
So you have choices to make.
Do you
Especially,
teleport
like,
there, or do you teleport?
do you take down the barrier around the castle, possibly taking down the rest of the ones around the city? Basically, how easy do you want to make it for you, and how difficult do you want to make it for the city?
Okay. I will talk to the others and we'll formulate a plan. You just need to keep your people happy and safe and...
May I see the book?
I mean, your translator has it, but...
Francois. It passes the
This
book.
is the first time I've ever felt
Power.
important in 30 years. No!
Francois, you are important. You're important to me.
Gay lovers.
Not everyone is gay.
These two happen to be, but not everyone is gay.
Just everyone that you've met who's a cute couple happens to be gay.
Oh, and the...
Teleporter.
I'm gay and you guys can go in.
I'm gay.
Every
You guys
fabulous
can come
character
in.
is not gay.
That makes me sad.
It should.
Continue.
I'll read on the teleporter section while you decide and see if I can get it running. I have no guarantee if it will work or if it's still functioning, but if you're willing to take that risk, I'm willing to try sending you.
Prioritize that
And the weapons.
The weapons. We'll figure out a game plan after.
Okay.
Oh, God, that's a scary face.
It's either a good face or a bad face. What is this for?
To make it good!
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to probably Senpei spinning in the chair going...
There's so much Aries energy going on.
The chair does
in
not
this
spin,
room.
but there's just like... He's trying to perch on a chair that's not built for small creatures, let alone humanoid
I was
creatures.
getting the visual of you sitting in there being like, Davina, spin me! I have nubs. Spin me!
She's just...
Whee! Well, this is our hope.
So during that conversation, you made it back there. You thought about communicating with the ship telepathically. So at this point, Sybil probably shows up.
So, right now I'm staring at Zempe, Davina, and Gir.
Yes.
Okay. And we believe that Wiggum and Roland went down to kind of help rally people and...
They were going to the engine room.
Just to check things.
Just to check things.
That's right. Okay. My friends, we have some decisions to make. Irvan believes that he might be able to get us teleported in there to a specific location. Specific location that we know well. I would not ask if I thought we had other options. I was hoping that, Davina, we could keep you here. We've gone through enough.
But if your plan was to go to the prison, I spent a lot of time there. I could show you around. I could bring you to where you need to get your friends out.
If he teleports us, we're going to need somebody who knows the location well, and you're the only one who does.
Wouldn't that mean I was going as well? I'm not going to leave my friends in there, Sybil.
I don't think going directly in right away, though, is a good idea.
If we get in there, and then things happen, the last priority is going to be who is already in the cells, and more of who's attacking from the outside. That might be the best chance we have to get in and get out.
You can't... I want to help. I want to fight. I can't just stay here. There's no guarantee I'll ever make it home if I stay here.
If you come with us, there will be... You will have to do everything that we say.
That's fine. I just...
If
We
I
need
tell
to
you
get
to
our
run,
friends out.
if I tell you to run and save yourself, you have to run.
Yes,
If I
ma'am.
tell you to stick close to Garen, you stick close to Garen, okay?
Garen,
Is that okay?
Garen,
Garen?
I'm very sorry that I was so rude to you when we first met. It's just, You see, the last time I engaged with those of the orcish persuasion, they beat me within inches of my life, so I'm sorry. You seem very sweet and kind, and I'd be more than happy to be your friend, so peace. And Garen's like, oh yeah, what we're saying? Can we be friends? Oh yeah, of course we can be friends. Don't worry about it.
Zenpei.
Stick close to me.
What do you believe on this? There is also the option, no, there's also the chance that he won't be able to get us in the prison. We might only be able to get to the barrier.
I can keep us from being crushed to death.
I just don't think going into the prison until after the rebellion has started.
It's valid, God. Don't laugh at me.
I'm not comfortable.
No, I like it. That's why I'm laughing.
No.
We'll have to set up plans. We got to Sunra. She's expecting something. If we get teleported in, I imagine he would make the attack.
I think we should
That would
teleport
spur them
after
on.
the attack.
After we know that they've cleared out.
Wiggum
What's-
and Roland just kind of walk in.
No.
Everything's working.
Sweet.
Once all efforts have been diverted to the Bastion and the Foundry,
It'll be a distraction.
then
For what?
then I'm comfortable going to the prison.
We may be able to teleport directly into the prison.
Or outside,
Yeah.
right outside maybe?
Hopefully.
Oh, am I teleporting us?
So,
I believe there's a
teleporter
machine
room.
here that can teleport us there.
Okay.
We
Who's
might
coming?
get stuck outside. The carryot to be teleported directly there, though, is we need Davina to come with us.
Don't you need to sleep to get your spells like I do?
I will be fine.
You got 6 hours!
I will be fine. I have my arcane abilities currently. I will need an hour to commune with my goddess for any healing capabilities.
You're a healer.
Yeah,
I guess you heal people all the time.
well, it's different, Wiggum. I've made a connection with my goddess, you see. We were traveling on a boat after Marius and Topo and I left, and we were attacked by a very large sea serpent. It was really terrifying, but some of our crew members had been hurt really badly, and Topo, God, he was magnificent. He healed them like it was nothing, and I told him I was jealous of what he could do, and he was jealous of what I could do, so we just...
Leaning over to Wiggum and be like... He's leaning over to Wiggum and just very quietly... Was Topo the bird? Or was Topo the fox?
Topo was the frog.
Oh, the frog. Okay.
Who got turned into soup.
Marius was the drunk?
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
He was the
didn't
vampire.
say that he got turned into soup. FYI. Out loud, I didn't say that. I just said I don't think he made it.
He's the one that died.
Oh.
Twice.
Oh. Oh.
He's got a punch
Rook
card.
killed him.
On accident? I heard Davina's like,
Somebody killed me!
Then I just think to myself...
yeah, but I did say he wasn't
Where's
trying
Rook?
to kill him.
Oh shit! Where's
Rook just walks up from behind eating a chicken leg, just like, watch out.
Gosh, I'm bringing
We were looking for Rook. Oh
We always failed at that.
We forgot Rook again?
Rook died where he lived.
Rook, no! As I was saying, I was jealous of Topo's capabilities, and he was jealous of mine, so I became his tutor, and he became my tutor, you see. But I learned how to make a connection with Maria, and now I can do stuff. I can do shit. It's kind of
no! Are you a
fascinating.
cleric?
Yes, I think that's what it's called.
Well,
Brilliant.
I won't be... I don't think, now that I have this, I think I'll be more useful to you all, but I still have tricks up my sleeve with my other
What
things.
I said though still stands. You stick close to me or you stick close to Garen.
I will do everything you say if it means getting us all out of here.
Okay.
And I will die trying if
we
that's
need
what
a
it
plan
takes.
for the way out. Like jumping into bags we can go whoop. And
Escape
Can
plan.
go
Yes.
swoop.
But I believed we couldn't teleport out of
we don't.
as high up as we needed.
We don't know. But it's better than nothing. Unless you want to be stuck there and maybe have no way out. I don't know about you, but he pulls out. Roland pulls out wine, or not wine, scotch, and just drinks right from a decanter. In underwater. So he plugs the hole. But
Just goes.
I don't want to be in a bag of holding, but I will if I need to be.
I've done it before.
I have my little air bubble that helps.
I've done it before too. Well, I need like a thing to breathe.
Well, maybe we'll be lucky that ship of ours that we partially own will be waiting for us.
What ship? Oh, that ship.
The one we came in on, the Garden of the Sea.
Oh, right.
That was leaving like 4 days ago.
Well, maybe they're waiting for us.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, probably not.
I wouldn't bet. What about our stuff?
Yeah, I am getting my stuff
Hope to
back.
God that Ceci's grabbed it before she left.
Well, maybe.
What if she didn't? We need a plan in case she didn't.
We're at least checking that
Then
place.
what if we can teleport back to...
Maybe we start there.
If we go to the docks, there's air bubbles there anyway, or like air pathways.
We could
What?
teleport back to the inn. And then go from the inn.
It's right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if the
that's
guards
true.
see us, we're supposed to be dead.
Well then, maybe we can disguise ourselves.
Without Circe's?
I mean, we can figure something out.
We can teleport back.
You have a boat.
We're only going to be able to go and get our stuff back. Not that that is a high priority, but if it helps us, we should get it. And if we can, I believe we will only be able to get it during the chaos.
Well,
Otherwise,
what
they just won't give it
if
to
what
us.
if we go during the chaos, we get our shit out of there, and then I'll cast air bubble on all of us. We just kind of float up to the top, to the ocean. We just swim up until we make it to the top,
Won't we
and
be,
I can cast it again if we need it.
Won't we be a target? We're a floating bubble.
I mean, if there's chaos and shit, we can just get the fuck out.
We could also always teleport as far as you two can take us.
You still have that
Look up.
invisibility shit, don't you?
Yeah, wait, give me that back.
I thought you already gave it.
Oh.
Oh.
We can give you all of the shiny rocks once we
All of them?
take them from the queen themselves. You're welcome to the queen's rocks. Well, I'm there.
You
So-
now have the necklace.
We could be invisible and life bubble them and just bloop, 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 bloop up to the top of the ocean and then...
So are we going... So we're going to the prison and then the customs to get our shit.
I think
What if we
customs
went?
first.
Yeah. What if we went to the inn, then to customs?
Well, I can't
and
tell
then-
if... I can get us into the prison, but on the top... On the levels that I was on.
Well, they can teleport us. If they can teleport us,
But no, what if they can only teleport us into the customs? And then we'd have to get into the prison.
Then we'll fight our way down there.
But we'd have to get into the castle.
We'll fight our way down there. I mean, you could blow fucking shit up and so can you. I mean, what's stopping us from just storming in there and cutting
Yeah.
some heads off?
and we have a small, small army behind our backs. If we can go to the front gate, we can use that to get through. That's the rebellion, because then we have that army.
I want my staff from Gendor first.
So we should do that first, is what we're saying. Well, we have other teleporters. I mean, you can teleport and shit.
I mean, what if we teleported into the prison.
Who are you speaking to?
William. We got everything we required, our friends out, freak out, and then you could teleport us from the prison to customs.
Maybe. We've never tried to teleport in the prison, so I'm not quite sure how that'll work.
Why don't we just go straight
But
to
if nothing
customs?
else, we know how to get in. We can probably get out. All we need to do is kill a guard, get their coins, give us all one of those coins or whatever item they use. I'm assuming it's a coin, because that's out of all of the coins that we've seen.
It's true. We have 2 of them already.
But it might be something like a sash, or a button, or a pretty rock,
Point being,
or a
I
hat.
believe, this is why I don't think we need
glasses.
to go to the customs first, is it'll be easier to leave the prison than break into the prison and then leave the prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we teleport from here to the prison,
to the prison.
inside the prison, we get what we need.
I'm afraid of that place. I've never been in there.
We have to go in there.
It's terrifying.
I don't know how helpful this will be, but I have a little information that maybe could help. You see, they have a scary sort of mechanism where there's ethereal strands that'll rend your flesh if you go through them, but the thing about it is that the guards, I saw the guards occasionally throwing soft things into the space to see whether they would be sliced, and there were spaces that they could move through, if invisible spaces that they could
invisible
move through.
safety path?
Yeah, I think so. It was like a path, but I think it changed every so often, which is why we would need to throw items through to make sure we could get through it safely.
We could always convince a god to help us.
We could. I mean, we could say something like, "Your city is burning," and
I was thinking more convincing a god to help us.
I would love to do that. That's for sure.
My frustration, my worry is we would have to, if we went to customs first, or to in first, we would have to fight our way into the prison.
Right.
And then fight our way out of the prison. If we can be teleported directly into the prison, we only have to worry about fighting our way out of the prison. Plus, they're expecting us, they think we're dead, yes, but once they see us, that omens for us. They're not expecting us to be instantly teleported into the prison. They're expecting us to be teleported out and then go into the prison. You know what I'm saying? We have to go into the prison, otherwise we won't be able to save our friends.
What do
And
you...
if the explosion's happening and the war is raging outside, they're not going to be super occupied with us being able to move freely within the prison.
Why do you need Gindo's staff?
I would feel more confident about fighting all this crazy shit we're about to fight.
I mean, you've got us here.
It's true. I would like my ring back. I'm very sentimentally attached to that. I'll tell you about it sometime. But
What about Sybil or Cersei's?
we have to trust that Cersei's and boy
The boy, Z,
Z
my body.
got out when they did. And who knows? What if we teleport to customs and Cersei,
Has already grabbed
gods love
everything.
her, already took everything and left? Then we have to find our way in there regardless, and we don't have the equipment anyways.
Good points.
It'll be there waiting for us once we leave.
We can teleport multiple times as well. We can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, so
As
that's
long
why
as we
I
don't
think
need our spells for other reasons.
that's why I think we teleport in with our free, hopefully, our free get-in free card using their magic, the Bastion's magic, or technology.
When you say that, there's actually a shake of the bastion. And you hear... It's a different noise.
Ding! Oh God! Wrong noise. Okay.
What was that? Well, there's the...
You see gears starting to move and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
there's stuff moving.
Things are happening.
Shit.
One of them's shaking wildly. Looks like it's not moving, it's just shaking.
Should I grease that thing or what?
You can try and grease it. Excellent work.
And you see a squirt of algae land on the floor.
Oh, that's
Roll initiative.
disgusting. Yes!
I wish I had thought of that. That would have been hysterical, but no.
Bum 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 bum. Oh god!
By algae slime.
That would have been really funny. Oh. Appetizing. Well, if we have extras, we get teleported in free. Then
There's a gear right by your head. There's almost sounds like a
the gears are turning. I can feel my thoughts thinking clear.
Clear.
Or maybe it's just algae just.
yeah. There's a little bit on the back of your ear.
Okay, as long as it's not
It's
down
red.
here. Oh god. Oh god, Gary, where is Gary? Was he in the cogs? No.
Gary?
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
What's wrong with Gary? I'm so... He can't get out of here.
I'm sorry, I got nervous.
Never
My
ever.
point being,
It's really
we
sad.
get in there free. We fight our way as much as we can in there. We save a couple of your teleportations, and then instead of even needing to leave, we can teleport out.
Who do we need from the prison?
We need Kafrik. We need our friends, right? You said that there are others in there?
I would never leave them behind.
Well, who's our priority?
But
You were my priority.
then they're my priority.
'Cause there's-
Diabella and Crow are
who's on
still
there?
alive.
Oh, there's two more on there?
And Kufrik is in there, and
Yes.
so is Lark.
We have to get Kafrik, we have to get Sunra's sister, and your two other friends. It's 4 people.
Well, if we know her name, we can look by initials. There's some directory. Do you remember her name? Last name Sunra, that's all I know.
Where are my lore pages? A slam versus Sandra. Mercy Average.
I have a sister. I know.
I think I might also have.
That's all I have. Sister equals leverage minus potential ally. I'm not good at notes, guys. I didn't go to college.
Okay, so we don't know the name of the girl we're supposed to save. That's not all bad.
You
It's
don't.
not good.
You don't remember?
I know the last name.
Fulton Airways, Merfolk, Bastion, Assassination,
Parker Sliced Bread.
Parker Sliced Bread.
Okay, what's Diabella's last name? I don't remember.
I don't know that.
Crow? Does Crow have a last name?
I don't think so.
Pigeon Toe.
This is Wiggum.
We really need to start remembering people's names.
Do we know
This is
Kafrik's
sad.
last name?
Yeah,
Yes.
it started with a K.
I
Fuck.
believe Kafrik was the last name. The first name was.
It started with a K. Okay.
Well, KK. That I
Yes.
remember seeing that.
Yeah, I figured.
Because it's on her. It was
Wait,
on
I
her.
figured Kate would know her
Interesting.
name. I don't know.
So
her
you
name.
guys have all been in there before, right? I'm the only one that hasn't.
I've been levels deeper, and I'm not sure where you were.
Who are you?
I'm Wiggum.
I'm
Don't you-
not
I'm
sure. I'm not sure exactly what level I was on. However, I knew that I was on the same level as Diabella and Crow.
Okay.
And another important point of order, I guess I haven't specified, is that I heard the gods talking, and they said that the important prisoners were kept 2 levels below me. So I imagine that's where we'd find Antris's sister and Lady Kafrik, right?
Do you guys think it's actually doable, or is this a total suicide mission?
We're starting a full-blown rebellion at the bottom of the ocean in a small, closed incumbency bubble with large explosions.
I'm really scared now.
Oh,
I'm really terrified now.
There's something else important.
Yes, Liam.
Who are we gonna make the new nobles?
Is it really gonna matter when all the fucking...
I don't know.
All I know is straight up somewhere that way there's a fucking beach! And that's where I want to be!
Yeah, me too.
Language, Senpai. Civil's right here. You say that stuff behind her back.
You say that stuff behind her back.
My point being, Senpai, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but we have no other option.
Senpai poofs out and disappears onto his beach.
See ya!
Whistles, his little dolphin comes back. Yeah, I'm alive again!
Take me to Jimmy Buffett.
And that's the end of our story.
Take me to Jimmy
Buffett. In my
Yeah, he comes as soon as we know that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Alright.
So what do you guys think about, like, just starting the rebellion and then getting the fuck out and then coming back and seeing what shook out, you know?
Our friends will be dead and Kafrik will be annihilated.
We don't know that.
And the moment we come back town, we're going to be killed again.
We don't know that. Everyone in the slums loves you. The rebellion can be successful.
We have our clone people, our imposters.
What about them?
I don't know, they may not think we're dead. Or they may be dead. I don't know. Oh,
Those poor shows.
We were all just grad school actors. We were hired for a job. They strung Jimmy up and skinned him alive.
Who are you people?
Dying. It looked so real. And then we realized it was.
I just think they're all like method actors that were hired from like the local community center for like a weekend, and then they like take them and just string them up and like maim them and like set them on. Oh my god. We killed innocent, naive, stupid actors.
Your son Raw did.
Well, I don't know about you, but if we're taking Davina with us, we want to make sure that she's good. Do we need to sleep? Because you said that you get your spells soon.
Yeah, I just need to commune for an hour.
Are you tired though?
I don't need to sleep.
I'd be tired.
We have 6 hours.
My life is tiring, Wiggum.
You should take a nap. I'll make waffles.
Okay, but I think I should commune with my goddess first.
And then take a nap. I'll make waffles.
Okay. May I commune with my goddess? When the time comes.
I mean,
the time comes and you just pray. Thankful that you're alive.
Great.
You may have waffles in your mouth at the time, but you can pray.
Wiggum is,
I love you so much.
They drain the water to give you waffles.
Well, yeah, we have the air too.
The thing being...
These are the best waffles I've
I
ever
forgot to roll for how good they were. They're
better than prison food.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they even... I couldn't even eat, I didn't have
14.
a tongue.
I cut them up for you.
I just embrace her. I'm just crying.
I missed you. Just...
I mean, I'm open for other plan of attacks.
Do you want to see the hair doll I made of you?
Wait, didn't you give... You didn't give them to Marius, did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Can I have a little bit of your hair?
He just did my hair.
Just a little bit.
So you guys, it's like a revolution outside or something.
Shit.
You need to nap!
You see what I mean, though? I mean, like, do we have any other game plans? Because I'm like, I'm fine with this bouncing around other ideas. I just think teleporting into the prison while the revolution is going on
After it starts.
Yeah, after it
You
starts.
guys keep planning.
Well,
I have a
the
feeling I'm gonna need a
symbols.
map.
Map.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, if we... They tried to kill us already once, so, like, if we go to the stop, or, like, the customs, and we're like, oh, by the way, we're here to grab our stuff, they're probably just going to execute us right on the moment. Because they've already gotten the order to kill us.
I think that we should, once the slums are cleared, we fucking take out the foundry, and we kind of wait to see the results of that for a second. And,
Yeah, once the slums are cleared.
and then we see if the revolution seems like it's starting up.
Well, even if, like, okay, let's say worst case scenario, you know, they leave, like, we clear out the slums, we bomb the foundry. If that doesn't do it, and the enemies come towards us, like, we're still stuck in this ship, and...
Well, we can teleport then. We can figure it out. I just want to wait till after we take out the foundry, so we can see the results.
Why do you want to take out the foundry?
Because that's where the big boats are.
Are you like a scientist or something? You don't want me to
Like,
use
are you
all
concerned
this
that the boats will attack us?
Well, hopefully we take them out.
I don't think we, as like a party of 6, really have to worry about the boats, because I don't think they're going to turn the boats on us, if that's what you're concerned with. I mean, my impression of what we're kind of doing is like, okay, we're going to go and do this. Irvan, you have 13 minutes to poop, and then you need to fire the cannons. You know, like, kind of thing.
It's a nice poop break.
Yeah, you know? So it's kind of like,
Flip through
by the time we get teleported there, and immediately when we're in there, that's when we hear, and we're like, no, cannons were fired. You know, kind of thing.
I want to see what it did. It's a matter of like
I guess it doesn't really
a
matter
minute and a
when
half.
we get. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter
Yeah.
when we get teleported, as long as. But is that kind of what we want to do? Is when we teleport? If we teleport, it would be into the prison.
I'm still kind of against that, but I'm along for the
Well,
ride.
what do you suggest we do otherwise? I mean, would you rather us fight our way into the prison?
Yeah, it's. I regret saying that now. I don't really think that's a good idea.
What?
Fighting our way to the prison.
Into the
I
prison.
was really gung ho for a hot second, but now that I gave it some thought,
I got really excited.
I think Sybil's got a really good point. Like, that might not be a very good idea.
I mean,
I
like,
think we should take out Plotton.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So that we go to.
We have to go to either
The
because
castle.
the castle and the prison are the same building.
Yeah,
It's just below it.
I say we pummel the fuck out of the top of the castle and find Plotton and kill him.
Yeah, we could totally do that. If we wanted, we could try and teleport into the prison. Not in the prison.
You
but
also
into the
know that
castle,
if you attack the castle, you could take out the crystal protecting the entire city.
which would then, in essence, pop the bubble that is protecting it, and then everything just goes.
And kill everyone. Funds included.
Yeah. And we lose our staff because it is now in a pressurized super vacuum of the ocean bottom floor.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be eaten by an angler. So, I mean, I think we should do that. I think that's actually probably a better idea. Teleporting into the castle after we see the foundry
We
get
don't
blown
know
up.
where Plotton is.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's-
We could go. Maybe he's enjoying a game over at that arena. We could assassinate
We
him.
can't. We don't have any proof of where he is, though. That's the
I
problem.
think that what if
Unless
we
could spy on him, we don't have any proof of that.
I think once we go to try and go to the. Okay, I'm just going to do my glasses. Once we go to the bastion or the prison, Lorton will find us. I'm sure he's already suspected this, you know.
You think so?
If we get teleported into the castle, we could take out the queen, and we might have a hostage, and hopefully put this revolution down, or like win the revolution peacefully. Or worst case scenario, we get teleported in there, and then there's both Plotton and Guardsman and the queen that we have to fight. But meanwhile, the big boomy battleships are being distracted by the Bastion fighting them, if they don't outwardly destroy the ships. You know what I'm saying? I think if we get teleported over there, we're not going to have the opportunity to get into the castle. Plus, I believe Irvan is a strategist, and I'd imagine that he has pretty good knowledge of what that would entail. We could rest, 6 hours to get everything ready.
5 hours at this point.
5 hours to get everything ready. We can rest. Yeah, we can rest. Get our full strength in, and then fire the cannons. That will rally all of the rebellion. The giant streets will be chaos, and we teleport over there.
I just thought of something as a GM. Did Davina ever get a breathing apparatus?
We have an extra one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Garen's helping her take it in and out.
Okay.
We either did that, or you had Roland literally hand her the necklace. It was one of the two.
I think it was the
I think we addressed this in
breathing
the last
apparatus.
episode. We gave her...
Well, we were in the room that was deflooded at the time.
Yeah, so it wasn't actually addressed.
We definitely have an extra one.
Yeah, we do have an extra one. I'll say that Garen's helping her put it in and out.
I distinctly remember us talking about one of these things.
Yeah.
Because we had, so we just assumed that we gave you our extra breeder.
Okay. If that's what you guys want to do.
Alright, let's make moves.
Davina, this goes in your butthole.
Davina's asleep.
Just clench, it's fine.
It goes in my butthole. Okay then.
breathe through your cheeks.
That's what I do.
Help me, somebody.
We already...
Help me.
This is not going to be comfortable.
Okay.
Why don't you roll just a dex check for me?
Probably should have had Garen do this.
It's okay, it's not that bad. It was almost really good, and then it turned out fine. 13.
Yeah. A little uncomfortable. Kind of grabs your uvula and tickles it for a minute and then pulls fingers out.
That sucks.
You taste salt for a little bit, but eventually you get used to it.
I can't taste anything.
Don't drink anything. You have to pop it out. We'll help you drink if you need to drink. Plugs the back. Yeah.
Okay. Does that seem like a good plan?
Seems like that's what we're doing.
I mean... Okay, let's think hypothetically here, though. If we popped over there and we just wanted to leave, the ship's not there. The ship left 4 days ago.
Maybe.
Say most likely. I mean, it comes once a week, and we were there, and they pushed it back like 2 days. And then we went over the Bastion. 8 days went past. We definitely missed our tickets up there. Plus, who's to say that they don't just nuke the ship when we're on it?
This music is perfect. Gold star for music.
Thank you.
I mean...
Goodbye, music.
I mean, we can do it. We can do it. We went through the chasm, and we went through... We can do this.
Alright.
Music doesn't help you.
I'm sorry, here, let me just...
I love it so much. What's this called?
It was called something tango.
Oh, okay.
Slow tango or something.
Zenpei, you still have that coin that we found off the dead body, right? When we looked at this, we kind of figured out, right, that, correct me if I'm wrong, that this wards and protects us from something. It acts as a personal badge of protection. I don't know if that extends to other people, too. But as long as we hold this, maybe this is the key. If the guardsman had it, we found it off one dead guardsman, and Rook found it for one of our others. I mean, maybe this will circumvent... Thank you. That was almost good. Circumvent any danger that we have in there. And if not, we can always just grab a guardsman and beat him up until he lets us through easily.
Well, that makes me feel bad acting.
You know what I'm saying? I know you're nervous, but we can do this. Besides, worst case scenario, you just use your meteors and blow up the castle.
Oh, I prepped that one today for sure.
Attaboy. I knew you would.
William just kind of looks. You want to kill people? I'm
I,
rubbing off on you.
we can have a talk later. I don't like the thought of killing people, but it's a lesser evil. We're going to take out a tyranny.
Sometimes you take out and kill people.
You have to. You can't stand for bullies, Wickham. And that's exactly what Colton is. He's a bully. We need to beat up a bully. And potentially kill him. If you two see Colton, just save a punch in for me, and then you are welcome to Big Boom all you want.
I want him.
As long as I get a good
Colton?
punch in.
Yeah.
God, if I had hands, the things I would do to that man.
You know, Colton. I saw you got a little ruffled before.
He's the one who did this to me.
Let's kill him.
I found out his name's Thangu.
Thank you.
Yeah, Cersei's left here.
I would take this fucking stub and I would shove it down his throat till it reached my shoulder if I could. But
He had a rough childhood.
Sister, I'll help you.
I know you all will. I'll just be happy
Speaking
to
of which-
see him die.
Speaking of which, get over here. Oh, God. Speaking of which, get over here. And I'm going to take out my Corsian shield. Which is a kite shield that we got from the Corsian house.
Okay.
How do you feel about maybe putting this on?
It'd feel great if I could
I'll help you.
defend myself.
If you're gonna
How
be
big is it?
You just said it was a small, like a kite shield.
A small kite shield?
It's like the size of an average shield.
Yeah, probably nothing massive.
Just like the typical.
Yeah.
Sure. I would love to have a shield. Anything that would help me.
If we're going into the fray, we are gonna have to make sure that you're well protected.
Right.
Garen is an excellent shot, and I would trust him to cover me any day ever. He'll take care of you and protect you. You just worry about
She takes the
leading
shield
us
and puts it on.
leading us and keeping us safe with your healing if you can.
Yeah, I'll hang
Sure.
out towards the back.
Maybe I should tie that on, if that's alright.
Yeah, sure.
So there's 2 leather straps on the back of it because it usually would fit in,
And you
but
can
there's no
just kind of
tie
Oh.
there, so you would have to craft something.
I was thinking doing this. So, if it's two straps,
Mm-hmm.
put it on, and then taking the like a rope, a segment of the rope, and tying strap to strap,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and kind of retying
The
that
rope
to
to
her
her.
arm. So
It's not guaranteed that it'll hold it in place, but there's certainly a chance.
Maybe we can take a craft check of like knots and whatnot. Have Garen help me.
Yeah, Garen would definitely help. Garen has leather strips.
Oh, that would
know.
probably be easier.
Yeah,
Probably more
so
comfortable.
yeah, Garen can take the leather strips and tie the strips to the straps and retie them to her arm as well.
Okay.
That's cool.
And then, can we say we're gonna fast forward to the moment of all of this happening and take a break?
Yep, absolutely. Alright, so we'll take a brief break, and you can see Danicka's new animation for Familiar Ridiculousness. Hello, everyone. We're back.
Yeah.
Gonna go.
So, is there anything you want to do in the time frame before?
Yeah. Everyone's getting ready and whatnot. And
We're sleeping.
Garen and I are tying you up. And like, Davina, Wiggum's talked to me a little bit that you were a fighter.
Yes. I infused my arcane abilities into my swordplay. But
are you familiar with armor?
Yes, I am. Only a certain weight capacity. I can also channel that same energy into these stubs here, you see? So if something gets close, I can shock them or...
Have you ever worn plate mail or plate armor?
That is a little bit above my grade of...
It's medium armor.
Is it? Then I'd be fine. No, I've never worn plate mail before, but if you show it to me, maybe I can not die in it.
It's simple. I will take this back eventually, because this is very sentimental, but...
Well, I mean, if I die in there, then...
I'll help you change into it. And I will take out temperance and help you get into temperance.
Okay, help me into it after I sleep, because I won't sleep very well in that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Also, make sure that you account for the spell failure chance.
I don't have spell failure chance as a magus and medium armor
There's
at this level.
It's
At level 8.
light armor
Perfect.
because it's mithril.
Is it mithril? Well, even better.
Mithril plate.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have. That was part of my class feature.
Perfect.
And
Which that I do not incur spell failure chance.
that'll give you a plus
medium
6. AC.
Plus 6.
But it'll also cap out your dex bonus.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anything else anyone wants to do?
What is that armor called?
Plate armor.
Oh, it's just plate armor.
I ain't got shit for you.
Mithril plate.
You don't? Oh,
Give
that's
some
alright. I don't.
So, after saying time moves on, you guys wake up Davina, rest a little bit. Your shield, they attach it to you. There's not much to tie it onto, but it's tight. But with the rope on there, it could cause burns
Well,
at some
no.
point.
I used Garen's leather strips.
Okay.
Because he has leather
Okay.
strips.
It's tight on there.
Okay.
It may not stay on if it's really jostled or you take some really heavy hits,
Yeah.
but it should stay on for something.
Okay.
You're in temperance. What is the max dex bonus for temperance?
Plus 4. Nope. Plus 3, I think.
That's okay, because
Yeah,
I don't
plus
even...
3. 'cause
I
that's
don't
what
think my dex is that high anyway. Yeah, I only have a 3, so... So
Okay.
I'm capped at 3.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it doesn't
Like
give
that
you,
was gonna change anyway.
it doesn't give you any of these issues because you have
Proficiency.
proficiency and it's light armor.
Yep, I'm proficient
Alright.
in medium armor, so...
So Davina is souped up. Did you have a thing you wanted? Okay.
Oh my god, you said that was a plus 6 for my AC?
Yeah.
Jesus!
This is what I had before my armor. Currently.
What is your armor currently?
Plus 7.
Oh, it's snowing.
Jesus!
Yep.
Yeah,
We're
it's
supposed to get snow.
The next 3 days, I think, right?
I think so. Next.
Damn.
Is it snowing or is it raining?
It's snowing. I can
Probably
see it underneath the... It's probably melting as it's hitting the ground. Yeah, we're supposed to get rain tomorrow and snow Friday.
Gross.
And then rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, sorry, snow Wednesday.
Oh.
Okay, anyways, now that we're done talking about the weather,
Woo.
anything else you would want to do?
I'm definitely going to be praying to Sarah today.
Any particular words you want to share, or you're just praying in general?
Just the usual. Going into battle, I might die. Thanks for being great.
Protection?
Please be with us. Please be with us as much as you can. Please look over. Help us.
You ask for divine favor a lot.
Yeah, help. Yeah, we're gonna have a talk later. We're.
Woof,
that's my.
woof.
That's.
God, is that you?
We had made a joke
Droply
the other day
religious for
about.
being...
I can't get this pickle jar open. God, please help me! Thank God I owe you one.
Remember all those lightning spells you couldn't cast underwater?
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that later.
Alright, so you guys have about half an hour before roughly the 6 hours. Is there anything you want to do with that half hour?
I'm gonna let Theor know everything that's going on. Make sure she's been out and about.
I'm really going to be just praying and meditating. Kind of coming to mortality. In case I die. Thanking Serenay for everything that she's given me in my life. Praying for guidance to know what's the right decision. And strength of arm to stop this tyranny, this evil that Porton has pushed upon the land.
That was beautiful, Sybil.
Thank you.
You want to share a prayer that you have with Neria?
I know I'm a little tapped out right now, but a little extra help would be cool.
Thank you for saving me. Maybe this isn't the destiny that I asked for, but this is the destiny that I have, and help me make the most use of this fortune that I've come upon, as we will need all the help we can get. Please help protect me and my friends so that we might get out of here. And please, if you can, if it's in the destiny, if it's in my cards, let me get back to Marius and my mother. Thank you.
You can say your prayers.
Yep.
You eat a little food provided. It's not nearly as nice as the food that you ate while you were at the Garden Inn or the Tempest Tavern. Yeah, neither of them had food that paled like this. It's remember that lump fruit that you didn't want to eat? You have lump fruit. It's the one that you said was mildly poisonous. You have a little bit of it. Doesn't taste great.
Can we make it into stew?
They mash it, and it's stringy.
I'm gonna grab in my bag and put this one wherever they keep the rest of them.
Okay.
You guys can have this.
So they mash the fruit for you, and they give it to you in what's kind of like a bowl, and you pull it out, and there's threads of stringy fibers that are in it that you have to kind of nom through, and you have to pull out the fibers out of your mouth to actually get the meat of the fruit. But think of it as almost like pieces of hay in this that are all strung together.
Growth.
It doesn't taste good, but it'll keep you going.
Hopefully more jelly cakes to come, right?
Don't speak about jelly cakes.
Hypothetically, if I was to put a dented iron pot on Divina's head, would that help her?
My AC is 23 right now. Don't bother.
It might help, but her vision might be impeded.
I don't need it. It's fine. This is
Good
the highest
question.
AC I've ever had, guys. It's insane.
Okay. Anything else?
Let's fucking do this! Line him up, Captain!
Oh, God.
You guys are still in the room where you've been sleeping at the moment.
I'm going to
He
go.
just shouts, "Line him up, Captain!"
Is there like an intercom thing that I can hit to
No.
go over the whole?
Room service.
I'm going to go to the main.
Alright, I'm assuming you're all going together.
Go to the bridge.
Yeah.
You see he's sitting in the captain's chair and he's been reading through the book. And you see that he's only like 60 pages in. And you see that there's notes that he's kind of attached to the pages.
How goes it, good sir?
I can understand part of it. I finished the introduction.
Oh no.
What about any more on like the mobility of this thing?
I focused on weapons and teleportation.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So I think we might be able to get you there. The energy in the spell seems to be in at least once in the room until it's cast upon it again. It holds a charge. So whoever casts it or triggers it has to be the one who knows where it's going. So that seems fine. We think we have the weapons aimed at the foundry. But
Is there no way to see out of there?
Oh. He like pulls on this switch and you watch as this adamantine bar lowers and you see this glass. Like looking at it, it looks like it's several feet thick.
Ooh, that's some thick glass.
Thick with 3 C's.
Oh, damn.
So are you gonna use like, you know, the elemental weapons or the darkness weapon or?
Oh. We're not sure which one we're firing. But it looks like this one requires angles, so we're thinking it arcs.
So, artillery or something.
Something like that. I don't understand the calculations, but one of my workers says he does, so I'm trusting him.
Okay.
So if we miss, we're sorry.
But that'll get the attention going.
So you can see the artillery is still firing at us, and the barrage has been consistent. Your ship, there's part of it over there, and over there.
Yeah.
And there's a leg over there. I don't know who that's from.
Who lost a leg?
You remember our prison friend?
He didn't have legs.
Oh, right. Yeah, I do. Beats me.
That was good.
He didn't have legs. You know, I don't know what you were smoking this morning, but I can't hold some.
No drugs.
Don't do drugs.
PTSD of Barney and Sybil speaking to you.
All right, Captain, line him up.
We can do this.
You see him pull up what appears to be like a board. And it's got a bunch of gears that kind of pop into place and unfolds it.
This is it, guys.
No.
We will do this.
It's kind of like jumping between 2 of these buttons on this system as you see the gears start to pour into place. You see a couple more areas unfold. He's like, oh.
I trust you.
And you see this green light arc from the back.
Ooh, damn.
And just kind of go over the city. And you watch as he just and you watch as different multicolored lights, red, yellow, another red, and another green, all kind of arc past it.
It's like prismatic
A couple of them arc and land right in front of the bastion. And there's a green blast. And the bastion shakes and you look as the glass seems to be etched, as something is eating away at it.
Ah!
You see it probably gets 2 feet through the glass and stops. And you see that there's this crater where they landed. The glass starts to slowly regrow.
Well, that wasn't good.
And then you see in the distance, there's an explosion and bright lights. And it kind of continues up in a column. Seems that whatever hit first, each one would hit the cloud of the previous ones, but didn't all hit. There's kind of an arc of different colors above the bastion. You see what appears to be like a thunderstorm underwater, and you watch as there's boiling bubbles. And you see this, in where it hits, it's kind of peeking out of this unnatural darkness that you saw that covered the ship and the foundry. And it persists for several minutes.
The fire, the blasts?
Mm-hmm. Minus the green ones that landed in front of you. But the other ones seem to persist. And there's a moment after where it's just nothing happens. And you watch as the shields over the city start to retract. And you see that it covers just the innermost part of the city, and it thickens and grows brighter. And the crystal that was up top retracts down into the city.
Well, I hope everybody made it in.
And then every gun fires at once.
Oh shit!
On the bastion?
Not on the bastion.
On the other side.
The artillery. Every single one converges. You see it arcing from locations where you had not seen the artillery before.
Take out
But
the artillery.
every part of the city arches and Watch as he just sits back. We're fine. They can't hurt us. The only thing we need to worry about is those ships.
We're all dead.
And everything shakes, but you watch as it hits and doesn't even dent the glass.
But shouldn't we maybe just take that out, just in case?
Take what? Well, do we want to fire again at the foundry?
I believe the foundry or the ships.
Do we see anything?
You watch as another
ships moving in?
Yeah, do we see anything coming from the boundary?
You haven't seen anything yet because the clouds still persist and there's this other barrage that he's sent over. They are a little off to the right this time. It seems that whatever happened with the shield altered the currents of the water nearby, and you watch as it kind of moves over and it hits the foundry again, creating another arc. This one seems to be freezing, and you watch as this kind of spreading ice. And you watch as it hits against the shield of the city, and you watch as it kind of brightens around it, and the city shield seems to bend in from this growth of water. And it just kind of stops.
That's terrifying.
Question.
Yes.
So there's a one tower, one of these domes now. We would assume of protecting the people of the city, right?
It went from protecting the city and its entire outskirts, including the slums, to just like the central part of the city that includes the castle, the tourist docks, and
so like that upper portion of
correct,
not down the cliff.
Yeah,
everything
but
else.
it only gets the nicer docks. It doesn't protect the upper slum. It doesn't protect any of the slums or any of the tourist. It may protect the market, but it doesn't protect the area. You actually can't really tell this, but it kind of retracts further in. To what extent it doesn't protect anything else, you're not sure, but it's definitely not extending below the cliff.
Well, I hope everybody got the fuck out of there.
And there's these two arcs, and the ice kind of stops and persists, and then starts to float up.
Iceberg!
And just...
Wow.
I'm imagining that pretty much all of the people we're around are cheering or excited.
There's actually silence in this room as they're trying to process what's going on. Ervan just kind of folds it up and puts it back down.
Sure they work.
My thoughts. We need to get you out of here, because if those ships, if we did not destroy them, they are coming here quickly, and who knows what they will do to this ship if it's powered by the same material.
You should be ready to fight them. Bring up that thing back up.
Get you out of here first.
Okay, well, let's go do that, but be ready to protect your people.
Francois!
Good God!
He swims over and kind of swims along in the water and takes you over. This is the teleportation room. We appreciate your help in getting us going. We're not sure how well this darkstone will work. We will use as much of it as we can. And
we have lots of it.
Hopefully it stays contained.
Irvan, good work. We'll do this.
Now it's your turn. Who's activating the teleporter?
Is it William? Wait.
It's you.
Is it me? Am I teleporting us?
Into the prison.
Okay,
Right? That's what we're doing?
So it says to place your hands, but I'm pretty sure we can make do. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
And it just kind of, there's this little orb in the center. Apparently it can be activated from out here or in there, so are you going with? Because you can stay and to send them.
She's coming with us. She's going to see this through.
You have a place to stay if you wanted to stay.
Well, thank you. Good luck.
You too. And there's a small blue orb, and you see that there's these little pads kind of around that have the teleportation circle.
Oh, we're going off Star Trek here.
Yeah, that's true.
Teleportation circle, and then there's, in the center, there's just kind of this stand with this single blue crystal, probably an inch in diameter.
I touched the crystal.
They just kind of...
Oh, wait, real quick before we go.
Do I have time?
To what?
You're teleporting now, so...
Time to what?
Can we pause this though?
Spit.
Davina's activating it now.
I'm not touching
Okay.
it yet.
Oh, I thought you said you were touching it.
No, I'm not touching it
Okay.
yet. I'm just,
What?
We're in the room.
Yvonne! Francois! Can you tell me how this works?
I'm gonna pull out the vortex orb.
Apparently,
I love that you're doing this now.
Yeah, I forgot.
By the way, I have this
I
bomb!
forgot.
I have absolutely no idea what that is.
It's a vortex bomb of some sort, but it has to have an activation word. But also a word to deactivate, more importantly.
Didn't you write down?
I don't know.
Okay, thank you. I just want to see if they knew anymore.
They rolled a 3 and a 2.
Okay. Thanks for nothing.
You
Alright, you can
wrote
touch that
down
crystal
all
thing now.
Everybody get into your places, please.
Roland and Wiggum just...
I'm gonna mess
Are we
over
ready
with
for
them.
this?
We're ready.
Well, we need to be, because we're bringing the fight to them. This is it. This is our stand.
Barrage incoming!
Fuck. Touches it.
Stump!
Yeah, and I think about the prison
And you're... Where in the prison?
outside of the... How much do I remember? Was I blindfolded the whole
You were-
time? Or?
You don't know how you got to your cell, but you know your cell and you know the torture chamber. And you know, like, the little area right outside your cell.
I will teleport us, and to my knowledge, there's no slices right outside of my chamber. my
There's
cell.
some, but you know roughly where they are, at least around your immediate area.
Would it be
That's
safe
chancy.
to go in that area, or... do
I
you
know the
it?
cell
How-
is safe.
How well does she know it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna teleport us into.
Well, cell is a little different. Your room, you know where the safer spaces are.
Okay. Never mind. I will teleport us right outside. See, I was under the impression Wiggum was gonna do this and teleport us where she had gone.
That's probably better than where you went.
Probably.
I was under the impression that it required somebody who's very aware of this.
Okay. I'm gonna teleport
the
us
place.
right outside, like just along the wall, right outside of our cell. Or my
Okay.
cell.
This probably
I need
etched
you
into
to
your
roll a percentile die for me. 2 of them, actually.
44
Okay.
and 49.
44 and 49.
Okay.
Guess what happened?
Everybody's dead.
Congratulations, you're all dead.
Aww. Bum 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 bum.
Whose leg is that?
The room
Mine.
lights up, and then as quickly as it lights up, you're floating in darkness. You see each other, everyone in this space, but it's silent and eerie. And in this darkness, you feel yourself moving, and you see the barrier that protects the city, and you hit it. And part of you starts to move through. Davina pops out. Then Zempe. Then Wiggum and Roland. And Sybil's on the other side.
Garen pulls on her.
Yes. And are you pushing against this barrier?
Yeah.
We're pushing into the barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pushing.
Make a strength check.
Ah!
Are we like in the middle of the teleportation?
That's 16.
Both of us?
Whoever was leading.
16.
So Garen grabbed and pulled. You pop in, Sybil. Make a strength check to hold on to Sybil.
Okay.
You guys start to stretch out. And those of you on one side.
What?
6.
Am I
You
using my strength check to go pull in?
I would-
it?
She was holding on to you and
I would be
released.
on the edge.
You
of,
can
like-
push against it.
Yeah.
I would be on the edge of
Yes,
heaven
okay.
sleeping this if things go poorly.
Okay.
Trying to.
Strength check?
Yes.
11 plus 5. 16.
You manage to just barely push through. And you pop out and you kind of ricochet like a rubber band and get really close. And you make it through and
Garen
you continue
holds
to...
on to you. I'm sorry.
And you watch as you continue to zoom in. All that was visible was the shield and the crystal generating it. You zoom in, and there's another shield. This one seems to be the walls of the prison itself, but this one is red. And as you hit it, you push through and you feel this immense sadness and pain but not physical pain, like deep emotional pain. And as you pass through, everyone needs to make a will save.
Okay, this is Garen, this is Davina.
Is this, what kind of emotional effect is this? Because I have auras that help people.
Okay, what are the effects that you...
Courage, so +5 on fear effects. Resolve on charm effects. And a morale bonus of...
I need to know the effects, not necessarily the...
anybody within 10 feet of me gets a +5 morale bonus on fear effects. Same with charm effects because of aura and courage. And just a basic morale bonus of 1 and 1. What is 1 and 6? So that's going to be 5 plus...
Okay, it's not any of those effects.
Okay.
Fuck.
And then I'll roll for William and Roland. They're fine. What did everyone get?
24.
Oh. Sorry.
Garen got 12.
Okay.
Davina got 22.
Okay.
I got...
As you pass through and appear in this space,
28.
Garen collapsed to the floor, paralyzed. I need you to make a heal check to see if you know he's paralyzed.
Heal check?
Heal check.
Okay. That's 16.
Davina
Roland.
has a thing up there too.
Oh, yeah.
16.
I'm gonna...
You have a heal, don't you? Davina?
Davina does.
Davina is breathing.
I just got a natural
Garen's
20.
the one that's...
Oh, I'm sorry, Garen
Yeah, I
is
was
breathing.
gonna say, what?
And Davina's also breathing, but...
Same
I
as me.
just natural 20 to heal check.
Okay.
I got 27.
She's paralyzed. You've seen this before.
He's paralyzed.
He.
Garen is paralyzed. I also got a 27.
Is there anyone else in the room with us?
Not that you see, but there's a lot of doors that it seems in this space.
You guys, Garen's down. He's paralyzed.
I'm drawing them on the inside just for ease of not having you guys block. And Davina,
I can...
Yeah.
you know in this space that somewhere between all of these doors and between you and them, there is one of those etheric shard walls.
Okay. Do not step. Don't move toward us. Wait, is Rook supposed to be rolling?
Yeah.
Don't move
Yes.
toward Roland and I. There is things that'll cut you. Those etheric shards. And there's a few along the walls by the doors.
Is, after he said that Garen's paralyzed, would I know that if I could fix that normally or only magically?
It can heal over time, but the fact that they were paralyzed for something that you felt prying into your mind is strange, though.
Okay, and I can use. I'll use a greater restoration on Garen to
All right,
remove the.
you put your hands together and kind of wave them down onto. And Garen, body stops spasming.
Jesus, God damn, fuck!
You guys are currently
Maybe
standing
Davina should watch over you.
in a dry room,
Shut your mouth, Sybil.
and you still have your slippers on. You're currently in a dry
Oh.
room.
Roland. Well, Roland's next to me,
With
but you
his
guys aren't.
small
Oh, yeah.
halfling hands.
Can I fork it up?
Yeah, make a because you're coughing. Make a strength check with disadvantage.
Roland
Just
is gonna try and catch that shit if it falls out of your mouth.
That wasn't bad. 14.
Okay, make a dex check for Roland, but since we don't have his book, I don't think. Wait,
There's a high ass dexterity.
that is the empty book.
It's
Okay.
white.
I'm gonna make up a number, so roll.
Okay.
Unless that's Roland's
It is
book.
Roland's. Hi. +2.
15. +2. 17.
Just manages to grab it, and his hand is sliced.
Oh shit! Stabilize! I can't stabilize. On him.
He's no longer.
To stop the bleeding.
Okay, he's no longer bleeding, but there's just a cut and just the
Okay.
one drop of blood
Uh,
falls
Reflex to catch it.
to catch the
well,
blood.
he'll be
Knee-
fine since he's
Stain
stabilized
his,
now.
stain his shirt. Stain his pants.
Okay, make a reflex, I guess.
Plus, you said 2. True.
That's
two.
for
two.
dex, not reflex.
Oh, what's his reflex?
His reflex would be higher than that.
I hope so.
+9.
Hell yeah. +3. So, 12.
Stains his pants. But he took 2 points of damage,
Okay.
so someone would just
Shit.
mark.
He should be back to normal.
Oh, there's my pen. A big pen. Be very careful, everyone.
So, the coins, do we know if they work here? Do you guys see the shards?
I don't have to coin.
You see no shards.
So we're looking for shards that
Right, that's
these
not-
interact with? I'm sorry, I don't remember shards.
The ethereal shards, the invisible ones.
You know, I'm holding this.
Yeah.
Because there's a gem in the middle of it.
Didn't somebody say something about throwing shit in there and seeing where
I
it's
did.
Yeah, what? How do you do that?
There's
You just throw soft
You
shit
see-
and you see if it gets cut up.
not... You don't see walls. But as you look at different people, you see that there's kind of threads that run through the parts of their bodies.
Like,
Like just kind
what
of...
I imagine it's like veins? Is it something
They're-
like
they're
I've done with healing and stuff?
They're different than veins. They don't follow vein structure like you'd think. But as you look, are you looking at someone in particular?
Garen.
Right, you're looking at Garen. You see that there's lines that run kind of through each of their fingers, and you see that there's these lines that just kind of disappear off into the ether and just go off in the distance. There's others that connect to each of you. So there's stronger ones. There's a deeper, stronger line between you and Garen, and Circe's and Garen.
Circe's is not here, but
Are you seeing the Zempicate?
Ah, Circe's is not here.
Probably
You
a
see-
pretty strong one between Wiggum and Zempe?
Yes,
I believe. This
you're
is...
seeing the same things.
You all felt that when we entered through the walls, didn't you? An overwhelming dread, despair, sadness.
oh, is that what that was?
Take a look. I believe these lines might have to do with personal relationships, connections, emotions. Times.
Oh, civil.
Those of you who currently have it, make a perception check.
Too.
That is. I think my perception has changed since the last time. No, 27.
Alright, you
That's
both
what I
got
rolled.
27.
Oh.
Davina's threads are almost non-existent. The threads inside of her body, there's just a single one that just kind of runs from her head to the middle of her chest. It looks like all of your threads are being pulled at by the walls of the prison.
Oh,
And you watch it as kind of some little wisps will go off and disappear into the walls. Seems like a very slow, arduous process, but it's doing something to whatever these lines may be.
Is it draining? Hope? Morale? A motivation?
I'd believe that.
I'm afraid that, Davina, you only have one.
It's fine.
We should be quick.
I've been here a long time. I'll hold out.
Okay, well, this isn't helping us progress.
Okay,
So,
well, you guys need to
suffering
find a
things?
safe way to get to us, or
I'm gonna
vice
pull out
versa.
my camouflage my cave camouflage, because it's kind of a fabric-y thing.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like stretch it out in front of me and go towards.
In front of you?
Well, I'm gonna kind of switch places with Garen,
Okay.
if that's safe to do.
Yeah, you can switch places.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try to see if I can.
And that's a 5 foot?
I think
it's 5 feet.
it might be 10 actually.
It's supposed to camouflage an entire
It's
body.
it's plus 10 DC. Sorry. Yeah.
Alright.
5 feet,
So you
probably.
take it out,
Enough to cover
and as soon as, are you letting it go?
I'll sacrifice it if I need to, and take what I can with me.
It shreds.
I'm just gonna keep in your sheets. And you
Of
will
course
thought
he
that
in
this
sheets.
is too much.
You guys can cut some of them
Yeah.
in half.
So you're
and
cutting
knock it out.
strips of sheets.
Yeah, ripping
Yeah.
sheets.
Alright, so just, I need you to kind of show me where you're throwing.
I need a.
Oh, pointer.
Good. These have come in so much more handy than
super fucking handy.
Hoarding is really neat.
Where the fuck is
It's
my
kind of like
pointer?
How
you
many-
judged me for.
Do you have weight for sheets, or...
I do have weights.
Because everybody's like, okay, we'll use those, never.
You know what?
I don't know
Here's
where
a
my
coin for
pointer
using the
is.
sheets.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's been vital.
Can we
Like, I have
borrow
never
your
thought it was
pointer,
gonna be.
honey?
I have 15
Yeah.
pounds of fine sheets.
I don't know where mine went because I
Mine
had
doesn't
mine.
work.
Oh, yours is.
So,
I just had
Yours is.
mine. Where? You have my
I'm
pointer.
sorry.
Ah!
We need to get new batteries.
so I would now be trying this 5 foot area.
There's
Switching
nothing
with-
there.
Switching with him. Okay.
Are you guys...
Everybody go single file?
I can't do anything from where I'm at, so
So there's nothing in this square.
I have no hands.
You judged me for hoarding apples, and now you judge me for hoarding sheets? Now who's laughing, guys? Me and
We
my
judged you for
my
hoarding
garbage.
apples?
So are we gonna have to check like
Is that
every single
various?
line here?
When you're in the back. Okay.
Yeah, but a goblin
Maybe.
ate all those apples. I mean,
So I'll step forward and
It's pooped
see
in
if
his
throw one
backpack.
over
I
at
put a lot of mine.
Roland and see if there's one in between us.
oh,
Okay, be really careful there.
So Roland's now covered in pieces of sheet.
Then I would try this one. Down.
Right here?
Down, yeah.
yeah, he's gonna move forward one square probably.
That
Yeah.
one, yeah.
This
Okay,
one?
perfect.
No.
The one that's, yeah,
This
right
one
here. In between those two squares.
There's nothing there.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're just kind of advancing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picking
Okay.
up the sheets so he doesn't waste sheets.
Yeah.
Waste sheets.
Oh,
And then I go over here.
like move the
Testing this
testing that way.
Oh, this should actually be right by Wickham. I made a mistake. And they're testing which one? This one right here?
Yeah.
There is nothing there.
Okay. And now I'm gonna throw up that Roland again. Okay, to my
Bases.
left.
Shit.
Well, we just have to double check
Okay.
back.
Yep, let me go back up and try to
Oh.
go that way.
So there was nothing. Oh, okay.
Actually, go check that.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there's nothing between Roland and Zente?
So I'll disseminate that to everyone.
Hey guys, this is the pattern.
And I'm sure everyone will see.
I'm assuming you're taking like strips of cloth and just kind of like, or we can see kind of like from the cloth on the floor.
Anything that passes through, it looks like... Actually, you guys need to roll perception on this. You get an advantage.
Garen got an 18 plus 14, so 32.
22.
Okay.
19.
Davina got
Alright, so you notice, like, there's as soon as it reaches the inside, just kind of disappears.
22 for Davina.
You notice that, and that there's some flakes in the area where you haven't hit, or like it kind of flew back and landed in spaces where there are no shards. Anything that there was a shard wall, what you notice, is slowly eaten away over time in kind of a same pattern, so it's almost as if the shards themselves are moving.
Okay.
So the walls themselves are shifting.
Right now?
At least at least these walls, which I will just now make purple. These walls are moving.
Moving like in the same spot they're in, or are they moving one direction?
Is
Like,
it like the
I'm
shards are like
confused.
passing each other, just kind of floating, or is it like they're rotating?
It looks, based on the pattern that you see, it looks like it's moving in a system because where one line appears on all of the pieces of fabric that are in that area. So it appears that everything's rotating clockwise.
Oh, fuck.
We'll just
Alright,
go and
guys,
say
follow
it's-
closely! And then I'll hand some sheets to Davina.
I can't. I don't have
Oh,
hands.
yeah. Trade me spots!
Okay, I trade him spots. And
Okay.
I'm assuming everybody else behind us were following too.
Davina, where do we need to go? Which door?
Do I know which door?
Sure. Yeah, you would know.
You were blindfolded at this part. You know that each of these doors are prisoner doors.
Oh. So is
So
there
there's
not
no-
an exit door
There's
anywhere?
You don't know of any exit door. You remember the shifting of stone. But other than that, you don't know exactly where the exit is. But each of these rooms held someone.
Can we see engravings over the doors at all?
Yeah, so now that you're looking... Oh, I'm sorry.
Topo.
Tama! Do I know what the X's mean?
The X's are where you've never heard noise,
So probably empty.
Oh.
so they're probably either holding corpses or empty.
Can I check the topo door?
Yeah, so...
Do you want me to check the top?
Garen or Davina?
Davina.
Alright, so...
If I could get over there. If not, that's...
I'm assuming y'all kind of just clamber trying to test things as you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so... I'm going to just kind of draw the moving ones because I'm assuming you guys will be able to notice it. You kind of enter this space. And then as time moves,
Oh, shit.
you start to realize that there's a shift, and then it eats away all the pieces. So you found kind of a where the walls are shifting and moving.
So we're safe inside that box.
You're safe inside that box, but neither Sybil nor Davina can get into it unless they know that it's not being eaten at the moment.
I'm right next to Davina at all times.
Okay,
Okay.
so there's a handle on the door.
Great.
Like,
Can
how'd
I
you get
peer
that
into
for
the
you,
bars or anything?
There's no bars, it's just a solid bloodstone door.
Oh, fuck. Can you open this?
Do you believe I can just grab it?
I believe it. God, there's so much. Do I believe that you can just grab it?
It can be, as long as you're not injured. It's only, you know that it's dangerous only if you touch something sharp on it, if it's inhaled, like a dust. But if you're not injured, it's okay.
As long as you're not hurt
Bleeding
in
is...
any way.
You see tiny clothes that you recognize as Topo, but Topo is not in here.
Davina, you have to be strong.
I don't think so. Okay. Can you check the other doors?
Can we go in?
Our other friends are...
Stay with me.
Our
can we go
other
into-
friends are in the other doors.
Topo's room.
This was your room.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay, just in case.
Do we see
If I
anything?
could get over here and
All we
be
saw was
checking
clothes.
So,
Do we see
and
any?
top was
whenever
not
that
in there.
opens up.
We could go in.
so you're tossing fabric in? Okay. So at some point you manage to move through. I'm assuming you're kind of testing things first to see what walls are moving, which ones aren't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I want to go over to the K question mark door.
if I can safely get there.
So first let me draw this real quick.
And the reds are the non-moving, right?
Correct.
Okay.
These are the ones that the fabric pieces stay, so it's easy to track them. But there's also, underneath all of these, there seems to be, especially in this area, a lot of red, deep red bloodstone, especially in the purple lines.
Okay.
So you managed to make it out and kind of explore all of that. So I'm assuming you keep passing things through so people can move.
Do you have any chalk?
Nope.
So are you checking, what are you checking?
I guess, I mean, you can go in there if you want, but I don't see him.
So I'll just mark the ones you've looked at, or that you know what's in it.
Keep the door open for me. I'm gonna pop in real quick and see if I can find anything, any possessions, any items, any.
In Topo's room?
Mhm.
Roll perception.
I keep the door open.
15 plus 9 is 24.
There is a blood-stained paintbrush.
Oh.
Anything else?
As you look around, there's a mural painted on the wall, and it looks like it's painted in blood.
Oh.
What's in the mural?
It's a picture of a ship with what appears to be a gripply and a human at the forefront. And it looks like they're laughing.
It's him and... Oh, that's so sad.
And then as you look around, you see that there's pictures of a column and Topo, the Gripply popping out of it with the group, and there's a dragon in the background. And then on another wall, you see Topo with a human-looking individual holding a scythe and what appears to be Davina. And then another picture of Davina holding this woman, beautiful hair, it's all in red, and spinning her around with Marius and Topo. Marius is kind of has Topo on his shoulders.
I'm going to take the paintbrush. Through my medical training, does this look like so much blood that a person would be dead from lack of blood?
This is enough blood that a human would be dead.
Okay, I need to take a break.
Alright. Hello, we're back.
Now I'm gonna come back out of the thing. I'm gonna give it to Davina, and it'd be like, I'm gonna show her the brush. Just show her the brush, and I'm just gonna stick it in her little armor, and I'm going to be like, you have to get the others. It's okay.
He'll fight on. He'll fight on with me. Let's go.
Okay. Next, lead the way.
Is anyone alive in here?
Not too loud, but loud enough for people in those rooms to maybe hear.
You're not sure if they could hear.
Because the doors are solid shut.
Do we feel or hear any vibrations going on? Like cannon fire?
No, not from where you are.
Okay.
Davina, is there like a door that the guards would use? Maybe like somewhere over here?
All I could hear was the shifting of stone when they would come. Can we make our way back toward the rest of the group, close to them?
Yeah, are you checking any of the other rooms as you go?
I don't think there's a need for us to check my old room.
I feel like we should check.
Let's check JN.
Alright, so you both go up to this door.
I'll throw pieces
Yeah,
of paper.
I'm assuming you're
Or
throwing
pieces of
cloth and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
as
it's
you're
not
going.
hitting any of these spaces that you're aware of.
It's still safe for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We can pretend that that's just kind of your MO as you go.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It takes you a little
And
longer
you'll just
to
let
do
us
that.
know if something else.
You open the door, and there's this blue woman slumped over and leaning up against a wall.
Jester?
Oh.
There's a pool of
I would
red
never
in the
dream of-
stone beneath her.
I'll run up to her. Can I do a heal check to try and heal her, or does it look like there's way too many wounds for
You can do a heal check to figure out if she's
even
alive.
Okay, that's fair.
Ooh, good
16
skill check.
plus, I think, 8. So 24.
There is the faintest of heartbeats, but it's not much of one. So even if you heal her, you're not sure if she'll
So
come back.
Is it a mirthhook?
It seems like a Samsaran, very similar to the woman that you
Right,
saw,
complexion.
the Oracle, like the same complexion, hair color.
Okay.
Sure.
Is she too damaged for me to heal by normal means, or is there like one cut that she's been clearly bleeding completely dry of that I can do a heal check and kind of heal, or is it like, oh fuck you all?
At this point, I'm assuming you haven't really moved her or touched her. You're not sure if from this angle you don't see anything, but that doesn't mean that there's not something beneath her or on her back, because she's slumped up against the wall and leaning on her side. Hair kind of dropped down, obscuring her face.
Davina,
Yes.
do you see this? Do you see her?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run up to her and I'm going to use a lay on hands.
Okay.
beyond those things.
And what conditions do you heal? And I'll let you know if...
Shaken. Shaken, dazed, or cursed.
None of those apply.
Okay, cool. 10, 16, 20, 25, 20, 28. 28.
You kind of wave your hand over her, and as you touch her, she lightly glows, which is interesting, having this light white light over this blue skin. And you watch as a little bit of color comes back to her, but she doesn't stir. You just see some of the wounds. They don't heal over like you've seen before, they kind of scar over.
Scar over.
Which is what happened to Davina as well. She's not perfect the way she was.
But Miss, can you hear me?
She doesn't respond to.
Still a pulse.
There's a pulse. It's stronger.
Okay, I'm gonna heal her again.
Do you need my assistance?
Do you want to do another heal check?
Yeah. Kind of see how
Yeah.
badly she's fucked up still.
Just throw her in the bag of holding. We gotta go.
14 plus 8 is 22.
She seems to be alive, but it seems that she's asleep.
Asleep.
But if you can't tell if that's natural, unnatural, could be exhaustion, could be any form of the torture implements.
I could use a restoration spell.
Could be something that she's sitting on.
We might need those.
Can I try and pick her up? And pick her up off the
Yeah,
ground?
you kneel down and you pick her up, and as you lift, you feel there's a little resistance, and you pull up as the blood kind of...
Sphincter. Oh no.
As you lift, the coagulated blood kind of
Ugh.
comes up, and as you turn, you see that there's a spike in her back of bloodstone.
There's a spike in her back. Bloodstone.
Could you remove it? Maybe heal her?
Yeah, does she... Can I do a heal check to see if she's in an unconscious state?
Yeah.
That's 17 plus... 10, so 27.
She doesn't seem unconscious, she seems to be asleep.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to need to immediately stabilize her. As soon as we do it. I can do that if you'll do the pulling.
So you're...
On
Or
three.
how are you holding her to do
I'll
this?
set her down and put her on her.
Belly.
Kind of like a baby, burping a baby.
Okay, you kind of like
No.
hold her up.
Over
and-
your knee.
Over my knee kind of thing. This is gonna hurt.
Okay.
1, 2.
Make a strength check.
Ah!
3!
Oh
An 8?
3
That's-
plus 5. 8.
It pops out, but
Stabilize.
there's some resistance. She's no longer bleeding. There is a 3-inch hole, deep hole in her back.
Can I put this on my belt? Like my belt loop?
The
Spike of bloodstone? Would it be something that I could grab up to run and stab somebody with?
You might, but
The
the
stick.
edges
Like
outside
that.
of where you pulled are sharp. But you could theoretically have it on your belt loop. It
Don't
may
do
not
it.
stay there.
Don't do it.
I'll put it, let's put it down.
Alright, you drop it and it cracks when it hits the other bloodstone. There's now shards of bloodstone, about 3 big ones.
I will, I'll channel energy. I guess.
Feel. How far did your channel energy go?
30 feet.
You could go to the other rooms, check them, and then heal everybody together.
That's true. Good point. We can put her in the safety square out there.
For the time being. I can just hold her on my back too.
Okay, we'll bring her along.
Okay, so you're carrying her along. She's not bleeding. So you're carrying. So
Envy.
how are you? Are you just gonna walk straight into the square?
I'm behind her.
I will take a lump of cloth and throw it in front of me to see if the safety square opens up.
All right. You kind of just wave it. Slices.
Okay.
Slices. Slices. Doesn't slice.
Okay. Quickly through this spot.
Whoop.
Whoop. Yeah.
I'm assuming that's kind of how it would work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check room K and V.
What about the one right DT? Darren will check DT.
Okay, I'm assuming you take practice and
Yeah.
you make your way through,
Cool.
kind of as a collective at this point.
Yeah.
Checking all rooms.
All right, so you go and you check K. You open the door and you see a human woman
Oh.
leaning, red hair, beads in it,
Oh.
stripped of her clothing. She's just kind of sitting there.
One that you know.
Oh, do I
one
recognize her?
Yes, this is Diabella.
Arabella!
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
Put her in the goddamn wrong room. Fuckers.
Yeah.
I found Diabella!
And I'll rush in and. Are you okay? And try to
Slap
rouse
her.
her.
She just kind of stares blankly past you.
Stabilize, just to see, just because.
Oh. Okay.
It's a cantrip. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cast and you watch as
No,
some of the wounds that were seeping stop.
is it a check? No. 8 or 7.
You see that her tongue was also removed,
Ah, fuck.
since she's also missing her hands.
Aww.
She just kind of looks up at you. Okay.
Hello, sweet sister. We came to get you.
Her lower lip wobbles and she just kind of hugs onto you.
I'm gonna doop, doop, doop. Have a potion of whatever the more potent one they got. Critical wounds.
Santa, you're the best.
Here,
Yeah.
So that's 4d8 plus 4,
48 plus 4.
I believe,
Using
right?
D8s?
Because we use d8s, right?
Yeah.
We haven't used a potion in a long
Yeah, that's
time.
been a while since we used the potion.
I use
I don't know why
You're not even supposed to have critical wounds potion, but I say fuck it.
That's gonna be
14, 17.
17.
Alright. She kind of scars over. She's now, you don't see exposed bone. Flesh kind of grows and covers the bones of her hands. Her tongue still isn't there, but
She's not too much taller than I am, is she?
I think I don't actually know if I have her sheets anymore.
I think
No.
she was shorter, a little bit shorter.
She went in her fox form.
Yeah, but
She's on uniform.
Okay.
they took my tails.
I need help carrying Diabella!
She's like, I can walk, and she just kind of walks and limps in slowly, and you see
Oh.
We'll take some of the coursing sheets and make a bra. Panties.
craft
Bra
check.
skirt.
Garen helps. He's like, I'm helping. I'm helping. I'm helping.
It's like a towel.
You gotta help with the natural 19.
10.
They're average.
It's like a.
They're
With Garen's
okay.
help.
They're nice material, but shoddy clothes. But better than nothing.
That's
And
fine.
Garen
As
help.
long as she's covered up, that's all it was.
Okay.
I'll give her my extra shoes.
All right. She puts on shoes.
Garen opens the DT door.
You see Crow. Plucked.
Eh.
Missing his feet.
Nobody in here!
Oh! Crow! Stabilize. I'm using all my orisons for the bird.
You see him try to lift his wings, but you see that they're broken.
I cast Stabilize on him.
Okay.
And then
He's no longer bleeding.
Davina's gonna scoop him up in her nubs and bring them to the outdoor floor so that there is a... Come close.
Wait, that's cedar.
Pretend
What happened?
Crow is, no, it's right below Cedar. Right below Cedar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
There you
He
go.
still has feathers in that one.
He just kind of looks like a plucked chicken.
Everyone come close. And then I'm going to cast, my,
Channel energy.
channel energy. So the first channel energy is shitty, 3.
Yeah, well that fully heals.
Is it just
The second
is it just a
channel
roll or
energy.
is it also your level?
No, rolling.
Cast roll like we talked
Oh,
about.
thanks.
I don't know, I thought it was just 2d6s.
Okay. Until
I think it's plus your caster level, so plus.
Is it plus my caster
Is it?
level?
I thought it was, but that might be just in D&D. We'll figure that out.
Sorry, I actually don't.
I didn't know that either. Sorry.
It's been a long time. I don't have the book out here.
Hang on.
Either way, that should have actually done 4 because of Merciful Healer.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, so then you're. No, you did channel energy. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Not the first time because you held on it. Cleric.
It might not be.
No, it is not.
It's just.
But you can use it 3 times a day plus your charisma modifier.
Yep, I
Okay.
got that label.
Okay.
Okay, the second one did 14.
And so it was.
First one did 4.
Okay.
Second one did 14.
And that's all that's plus 50% on top of it,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
that was with the math.
Okay.
How's everybody
18.
feeling?
Got check.
Better now that we're with you.
Okay, heal check, my friends. Just one heal check?
Yeah.
That's Garen dice.
And I'm looking for.
That's 22.
They're still hurt, but they're functional. Crow's wings are still broken,
I'm
but
gonna do one more.
okay.
Okay, that's gonna be 9.
You hear kind of with Crow, the cracking of bones kind of lining into place.
Crow, how are you feeling, darling?
They're not fully straightened, but part of them are there. Can you use that and sling me?
Yeah. Am I? Can I do a heal check to make slings?
I would say that is a good use of a heal check.
Woo!
Yeah,
That's
just
funny.
Okay.
Masterful.
Use just 2 sweeping loops of the same class, create a double sling for him.
Do you mind if we strap you to Diabella's back? You don't have feet. Diabella has feet.
He's just. I'd like to be with her right now.
Oh. Yeah, we tie them together. So he's like a backpack.
Crow just kind of wraps his wings
Oh.
Kind of
around her.
like one of those baby harnesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So he's like holding on to her
Now
around
listen,
the sling.
everyone listen. We are all going to need... How about the lady that was injured?
Yeah, that's still
Jade.
She's still out,
Just spawn it.
but she seems to be the hole in her back is scarred over.
Now listen, everyone. We need to be very careful about where we're going. So follow the people in front of you, and we're going to do this in an orderly manner.
And you said you were checking the wall.
Yes.
So roll a perception check for me.
I feel like we shouldn't bring all these
21.
people downstairs.
That's a good idea.
Because 2 floors.
There's, as you kind of move along, right where Davina
So
is,
we
there's
teleport them out?
you feel something.
Is there anything to do with the coin? Does that seem like
Huh?
Like, are you looking? What do you mean?
like maybe it goes into a slot or
It doesn't feel like there's any sort of slot or anything.
Okay.
Just some interesting grooves in the stone. Kind of trace it. Seems to be a doorway, maybe.
I think I found something.
What is it?
Cushion.
What is it?
A door. Perhaps.
You find a hidden latch of sorts, and you can feel like there's a finger toggle that you can push or pull.
Maybe use
So
your
you're
mage
pulling or
hand.
pushing.
Maybe use your mage hands to.
Yeah, I'll totally use my mage
Good
hand
idea.
to push.
Ooh, nice job, Zempicus.
Once we know Steve, if you pulled it, we would all die.
Yeah. So we're gonna start filling with water.
Because that's That's just our luck.
Well, we're actually already underwater, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It starts
We're
filling
used to
with
this,
underwater water.
Yeah, we're like, nah.
And you just see another room.
And sheets. Sheets.
Sheets.
There's nothing in this room.
Cool.
Nothing that the sheets trigger in any way.
First I thought you said
So I'm gonna
clean.
keep shaking one out in front of me as we walk. Anyways,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do it on the hallway. Follow me, everyone, to safety!
We all die.
Maybe take
The
your
room
mirror
just goes.
out.
The room just goes.
Maybe take your mirror out and put it in front of you. Or let one of the more meatier people be in front.
Let's go. You are in front!
Excellent.
Yeah, is there another?
Wiggum. Y'all, do you mind?
Oh,
Put her in my bag.
no. She's alive.
No.
that was
I
mine.
mean,
She's alive.
as long as you give her let her head stick out, I guess.
Okay.
Can you wake somebody
Kind of
up?
cinches it just around her.
No way that's gonna end badly.
No, no way
I'm
at
looking
all.
for a door on that
She
far corner.
has nice hair.
That's actually pretty sweet. Do we have any way of waking her up? Do I know how to wake somebody up from magical sleep?
We have smelling salts.
Do either of the magic users know how to wake people
They
up from
might
magical
be
sleep?
able to trigger it. It depends on how powerful the sleep is.
If I hit somebody in the face, will it wake them up?
What would it do?
Maybe. Depends on how powerful the sleep is.
We're back to Marius things.
Various
What do you-
ideas.
Well,
There
My
is
logic is if
magic.
it doesn't work, hit it.
Marius magic.
Maybe it's magic.
What do smelling salts do?
Yeah.
They can wake people up from sleep.
They stabilize.
But it depends on
Has those.
where did the
Me too. Me too.
smelling salts are in here. I
That's
think it's
awesome.
alchemical remedies.
Oh, buddy.
Alchemical tools, I think? No, remedies. Haha! Smelling salts. Because people inhaling them to regain consciousness. Oh, it's unconscious or staggered, I'm sorry.
Sleep is kind of like unconscious.
It is a form of unconsciousness.
Yeah.
I would say it has a chance.
So you're telling me it has a chance.
That's all that you guys need.
So, if we would just take her smelling salts and shove it up her nose, she'd eventually wake up to it.
She must make a stabilization check.
I'll throw one of my smelling salts to
Just-
Wiggum,
Wiggum just pops it under her nose.
and then I'm looking for a door.
She stirs but doesn't wake.
It's okay. She'll be safe enough. in
Just-
there. Just make sure that doesn't pop. Wiggum.
Alright.
Door.
Alright, so you're checking the walls.
Dora the Explorer.
Okay. Perception checks. I'll just say we're checking all of them.
23.
None of the walls have any of these etchings on them.
Garion takes a general check.
So the walls don't
Surveys.
seem to have any way out.
14 plus 14, 28.
I'm sorry, what were you checking?
Just perception check, general.
As Zenbei kind of moves, you see that as his foot slides, there's an etching. There.
Zeppy, there! Walk on your feet, see? Boop!
Zenbei disappears.
Oh shit.
I'll
Well,
step on that.
let's go after him. I guess we're all gonna step on it.
Alright, so as Zenbei disappeared and y'all step on, that's where we're gonna end it for today.
Beep, 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 beep. We're all in the astral plane. Yay!
Congratulations.
Good thing Davina has
water.
wings.
You haven't died. You got both Crow and Diabella and Mysterious JN.
It's true.
Ooh.
I don't know what it is. I can't believe you don't remember Summon's sister's name.
Maybe this is her.
I don't think this is her.
She's adopted.
She's adopted.
Okay.
Alright, well I guess we will see you all next week and hopefully we will have more players.
Yay! What, are we not good enough for you?
No, I liked it. You guys were good. You got a lot done.
We've got another week of you being here, right? Before we switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think our plan is to switch to Thursdays after next week.
So he can still join us.
Yes.
Okay.
Woo!
That makes sense.
And we will... So we're probably switching to Thursdays after next week. We will keep you posted if that's not the case, but it's likely what's going to happen.
Yay.
All right, so we'll see you all next week.
Bye.